I would like to say that my character is the least horse-like based on this metric, as I haven't eaten anything that horses would eat.
Okay, I'm
Now-
glad we came into the stream on that. So
We do have to ask the question.
You ate something on a heroic
we
feast.
are
A horse
back
might eat
with
that.
another
How high?
episode of Survivors of Tarnstead. We are going to start with our usual manner of introduction. First up, we have Blackheart as.
Turk Marsk.
We have Kronos as.
Shaxon Rodskala.
We have Hatdan as.
Tilde.
We have Marcus as.
Clovis Adelas.
We have Sammy as.
Gifton Brotgren, and I'm not a horse.
And we have Tobias as.
Caspia Pia Steelshot, and I'm only partially a horse.
And we have me, you as Shuffles Papers, the friendly DM. Okay. Right, who would like to give the recap?
I'm concerned by the shuffling of papers.
I will give the recap because given my current situation, I'm worried about dying.
Okay, you can have the recap. And don't worry, the shuffling of papers is just because I'm squinting at the screen trying to read names as if I don't know them by heart. Because I can't see good.
Okay, well, let me peel your eyes open with my fingies. Okay,
Can
so
put the glasses
I
on.
can see your
time.
recap.
my recap. Let me pull my shirt up. My recap. Okay, so last time on Survivors of Tarnstead, we started out with continuing on with the Night of Falling Stars, Shooting Stars, with some very sad conversations, various tales and things being shared, songs being sung, people beating themselves up. Taldi went around and tried to talk to people a little bit about the people they'd loved and lost and various things like that. Carrick got a hold of Grandma, had an awkward conversation about Grandpa, found out his name, and got to mourn him a little bit. Corvus remembered, oh yeah, my parents are dead, and was sad about that. Cassiopeia had an encounter with Jelly. There were liquid jellies, living jellies in the waters, and we ended up ending the night with everyone go to sleep and Gifton waking up suddenly because somewhere during that she got a sending spell from Care telling her that, hey, could you tell Corvus stuff about the Vardo? And she remembered it in the dead of night, and so she started beating on the door and yelling at Corvus about it. Through some crazy deductive reasoning, various different ideas came forth, including the hypothesis that maybe Corvus traveled back in time, took the Vardo to the future because he knew it had to be there, and did that. There were other people who had ideas that what if Corvus from the future came and stole the Vardo and then took it someplace and it's there now. There is also the supposition that that's not Corvus at all. That's a totally different person. We ended up having to go all the way to Beacon to go investigate that with Carrick, Gifton, and Corvus. Gifton rolled such a stupendously bad roll for her investigation check. She ended up at her own house not investigating at all because that's Gifton. And Carrick and Corvus, meanwhile, had a great time finding things out, figuring out things that have been going on in town. Corvus found out his door got yanked off. Somebody stole his pseudo dragon. Everybody in town apparently saw him yesterday, and they let him take the Vardo, and nobody seemed to think anything about it. They all end up at my house wondering why the fuck Gifton isn't investigating. Roll back to, I was supposed to be doing that. And then Corvus was like, oh, well, okay, I will handle this further. And Carrick and Gifton went off to Grandma's. Corvus started going up the road, just checking in the bushes for weird cuts in reality. Gifton and Carrick met with Grandma. Grandma didn't kill Gifton. Grandma took Gifton down with Carrick into her pool, which goes way, 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 way down. And there's a temple down there that was in a bubble. They went into the temple went into the bubble, found out it was a temple of Lalasil. Gifton magically could open the door by knocking on it. She knocked on the door and then pushed open, and inside was a dead angel. She ran over to the dead angel, very upset about it because it looked like it had freshly died. And as she asked who it was, a memory started to play, or some sort of illusion or something that the angel had done with blood magic. And it told his name was Desriel. Dadriel said that he was tasked by Mother to take the spark and keep it here and keep it safe until somebody would come for it. It would survive here through, this timeline and the next and all this other stuff. And all these crazy things he started talking about, and then he started singing a very sad song as he died, tapping on his badge, which seemed to have major significance. And Giston got all weepy and slowly let him down, taking the badge. Carrick encouraged her to go poke the little fireball thing, but Gifton was kind of scared of it. Gifton eventually went over, did that, had a vision of Lalasil, talked to Lalasil a little bit. Lalasil wants her to try and carry this part of Lalasil with her and help it grow and make it strong and make a new thing that will be great and wonderful and beautiful. And Gifton might be overthinking what that means. And also explained to her that Scrim was basically one of her people at one point, so was probably Telday, and that the Goliaths were all part of Lalasil's people, and that we were all one people at one point, and we're all great people, and that was awesome. And then she also said a lot of things about, hey, Miris talks to the thing in the empty. Why did Miris turn everybody on me? I forgive them all. I even forgive him. A lot of sad stuff. Cut back over to the rest of the party. They're on the airship hanging out. Corvus's little pet had written a whole bunch more letters while he traveled through the empty. I think it was Ickcoman. Ickcomb. The party started talking to Scrim a lot. It got pretty heated of little at Scrim because Scrim was being Scrim. And before that, though, Cassiopeia had prayed and got her mom to show up in her mother-brother's form, where her mother was actually inhabiting her brother. And Cassie wasn't okay with that, but she explained that Dad's still alive and needed her to go look for Dad. They had a nice little talk, and that's when Scrim came up on the deck. But Cassiopeia's mother-brother is currently inhabiting Cassie's brother because her other host was giving out. And they are going on a magical adventure to go look for Cassie's father, who is missing, and now they know he's alive. Cassie also encouraged them that there was something going on, and Corvus apparently stole her Vardo, and she's very upset about that. And Mother Brother said that Cassie might need to think about her priorities, and that was really funny. And then Cassie's mother also realized, wait, these aren't the people you usually travel with. Who are all these people? Because there was literally no one on deck that Cassie had ever been around before. And anyway, so then Mother Brother ended up flying away. Scrim came up on deck, started pressing about why is this taking so long? What's going on? Pressed a bit on who Telday was, what Telday was, and got annoyed because he can't goad anybody into fighting him. Cassiopeia barked some things at him and then slunk down the ladder into the lower decks. Corvus, meanwhile, out in the bush, found a rip in reality that seems to be cut that he doesn't remember doing. And he thinks it might be related to the person who stole the Vardo. He figured that out, talked with the pseudo dragon a bit about maybe we should go in there. And then he went, no, maybe we shouldn't go in there because I'm not supposed to go in there by myself. And he's like, but technically I'm not by myself, thinking about the pseudo dragon. But then he realized he kind of likes the pseudo dragon a little bit and doesn't want to kill the pseudo dragon on accident. So he hasn't gone in there with the pseudo dragon, thankfully. So I think he's wandering back down the road towards Beacon again because he was a couple miles out.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, down in the Temple of Doom, Gifton and Carrick are sitting there, and Gifton has explained everything to Carrick and Lynn, holding nothing back about what happened in her vision, because I didn't hold anything back on that. And then they asked what we should do with the body. Gifton went over to the body and said, hey, I want to try something really dumb, like huge levels of dumb. And but crazy enough it might work. That level of it doesn't sound reasonable, but what if it works? And she started casting True Resurrection on Dadriel. And that's where we got horribly cut off.
Right. Go ahead and draw yourself an inspiration.
All right, from the bottom.
From the bottom, yep.
No, from the
Doesn't have the
middle.
I want from the top.
Okay. Is it a play immediately? We'll check first.
Yes, it is.
Okay, what's it do?
This.
Uh-huh.
This is important to me.
Yep. Okay. Right. Keep track of that.
Yep.
Something affects more than you.
Recall on table.
Is it just for you?
It's just
Yep.
for her.
Yeah.
Yep.
I couldn't actually
No.
find the card. So.
Kristen,
It was at the bottom of the map.
you cast a spell that you've never cast before. You feel the power flowing through you. Greater than expected. And energy surging out from you, augmented by the diamond dust glittering over Dadrill's still form. And the dust twinkles in this divine light that you emit. And seems to twinkle brighter. And suddenly, that twinkling is surrounding you as motes of energy seem to be drawn from the air through the walls, surging more and more, starting to gather and coalesce around Dadrill's body. A swirling mass building up over a good 10, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, building, becoming blinding.
Carrick, just
Wow.
in case, you might wanna.
And there is a high-pitched whirring filling the air. A sound like electricity surging through line. And then suddenly, that coalescing wall of energy, as Carrick puts up a wall of force for safety.
Yep.
Are you joining him behind the wall of force, or are you staying in front of it?
No, I'm staying in front.
Okay. Suddenly surges
I'm assuming you do that
inwards,
over him and Lynn.
compressing
Yeah.
and seemingly absorbing into Dadriel's form, which remains still for a moment longer. And then there's that doubt if anything has worked, as he seems still as the graves, all the same. Or there's a soft gasp, and his eyes open.
I'm gonna hug into him as like the air is gonna go right back out. Just a big plunge hug.
Great. He just killed the person she was.
Well,
You're alive. You're alive.
And this angel looks down at you in confusion, his arm sort of, hovering above you, reflectively. I am alive.
Yes, you're alive. I really didn't think this through. Hi.
Hello.
You speak really good brass.
You notice he's not speaking brass, he's speaking Enochian to you.
Oh. Oh.
Scream!
Too. Crap.
Yeah, no
Is this like,
screeching, as it is vocal, spoken by his
Yeah.
host. Yes.
His host.
Is it safe? Wait, it's invisible. That's right. I can see through. I'm gonna drop the wall.
And as you sort of yell for Carrick, and he drops the wall, starting to head towards you, Carrick, you can see his eyes flickering over Gifton's form, as if trying to absorb information, looking over her, regarding her.
Oh my gosh, this is so great! I can't wait to tell them. Oh god, Ricky and Raz are gonna go nuts.
You may want to
Yeah.
explain more to him.
Oh. I mean, he.
Things feel different.
You were dead.
How long has it been?
Raziel would know that one better than me.
Raziel.
Yeah. And Rick Beale.
They live.
Yeah.
They remember.
Yeah. They're the only ones that remember.
How many cycles has it been?
One?
One. He looks over at the pedestal, now empty, and back to you.
I'm gonna pray real quick. Rick Beale, get here!
He will not be able to hear through this.
No.
You
heard me do that?
Yes, of course.
Oh, I thought it was a little bit more private than that.
If you hand somebody a note and someone is there to intercept it, privacy is gone.
But yeah, Rick Beale and Raziel are
You,
still around.
you are one of my people. You are one of us.
No, not entire. There's so when the heaven fell. Okay, so this is gonna get weird because I have to go by what Raz pieced together from what happened. Okay, so he went to try and save Taniel when the heaven fell, right? And
Taniel lives.
No, she wouldn't take him down with her, and it broke his heart because he tried to hold her up, and she made him let go. And don't talk about Taniel with him, you'll hurt his feelings. Anyway, Gift looks a little sad about thinking about that for a second. Tanny and Gabriel and the rest that were with the heaven when it fell, we became the Fae. Basically what was it? He said we fell to mortality or physicality or some cality. Anyway, he said we fell to it. And it changed all of us because Ilan tried to catch the heaven when it fell. He tried to save it, and it didn't. It had a side effect, and it changed all of us, right? So, but all the Fae that you wouldn't call them Fae. The pure people that lived through that, existed through that, became overcome with madness. They most lost themselves. They don't remember anything, and they do a lot of stuff. But the Fae is part of the rest of the world now. It's in and out with the normal mortal world.
What of our charges?
Anyway, some of them are still in there. Some of them are. Unfortunately, like, the people of the world don't really understand what we are, and they thought that we were just an energy source. So they started kind of just using us as an energy source. And so some of us got put into metal people and were intended to be used as soldiers of war. Anyway, but ignore that part. That's just really complicated. So, so Oberon is Gabriel, and Oberon is the king of the Fae. And he and Titania were the king and the queen of the Fae over the lords and the ladies of the Fae. And they were in passionate love with each other. And he kept getting jealous because Titania kept going out and taking care of the mortal races and being all friendly with the mortals. And that was getting really pissy with him. So he killed her. And then any of the sprites and the other Fae that were with her, he banished them out and had their wings torn off. And anyway, I am descended from those people.
Descendant.
Yeah.
Out of character, just before Garrick, I was there with. I have heard the discussion of, like, the cherubs.
Pretty sure you have, yeah.
Yeah, you were there for that with Raz.
When she speaks of the sprites, they are what became, I believe, of the cherubs, like Rick Beale.
I see.
So she would have been one of them.
So you are Nephilim?
No, because it was cherubs with cherubs. It's just the cherubs were made mortal.
That is new. I have missed much.
Yeah. But in recent times, just to catch you up, Morgani's gone crazy, and she summoned the first dragons are driving her insane, and they're coming to kill us all. That's bad. The other bad thing is, well, the gods are going to kill everybody, which you know that. Let's see.
Though seems
you
to
know
be
what the god
for the time
mission
being.
Oh yeah, Raziel told us about it because he was trying to prevent the gods from doing it again this time. He's been working in the background.
He carries
but
on the fight.
Yeah, he tried, but unfortunately, when Morgani started going crazy and her followers started slaughtering themselves and the dragons started going crazy and we found out that the first dragons were coming, he wanted to warn his father and the other gods about the fact that Morgani's first dragons were coming to F everybody
When you say
up.
that, his eyes drift towards Carrick and Lynn.
Anyway,
Some of us
so
are-
anyway, they all went crazy and they started killing everybody, and there's just mass slaughter. Anyway, but so there's like entire like Hexenreich's completely just wiped out right now. But the first dragons are coming to kill everybody, and Raziel wouldn't let me or the others try to tell the gods because he didn't. I don't think he wanted the gods to do anything to us, and so he went up and they ripped his wings off and threw him down. So now he's a fallen angel.
Sam, out of character, you're kind of. I think you missed the reset with Heya.
I'm not bringing that's a whole nother complication.
Okay. Well, that kind of.
She doesn't want to get involved.
Yeah.
That's a
Well,
whole nother
there's kind of a big hole of what Raziel was doing.
But there's also like technically there was another plan that Raziel had because he had another plan where he was going to cause a war and there was a bunch of things he was going to do to try and get things going because he was trying to get weapons so that way he could fight the gods.
His
and
hand slowly settle on your shoulders, Gifton.
And there was a whole other timeline, and there's a new goddess, and her name's Heya, and she's like the best thing ever, and you'd really like her, and I hope you'd be friends.
Slow down. Slow down.
She
Oh,
has
really?
a tendency to do that sometimes.
I'm
Yeah,
Dadriel.
I'm sorry. I'm Gifton.
Gifton. And your friends?
Oh, this is Carrick, and this is Grandma Lynn.
Yeah, it is.
She's everybody's grandma.
Hello, Carrick and Grandma Lynn. And Lynn seems to very warily just nod her head in his direction.
You're in her pool.
What?
This the temple is in the bottom of Lynn's pool. That she it's a magic pool that heals and rejuvenates the body, and this was at the bottom of it.
So I ended up underwater.
Yeah,
I did
there's
wonder.
a lot of water out there.
It probably wasn't in the previous.
So you know of me, you know of Lodisa, we are remembered.
Slow head shake. I only know what Raziel's been able to tell me, but it's painful for him.
See. And I also see what you're now carrying.
I also purified part of the they Mayuri and Hevos had a child. That's Heya. And she's very powerful and she doesn't need the worship of people to subsist like the other gods do. And she's really nice, but the other gods got scared of her and they locked her away because they couldn't kill her like they killed Lolasil.
As you're explaining this, each of you hear from the doorway behind you, Carrick, Lolasil?
In what language?
Baratheon.
I'm going to turn. Still holding the staff.
What you see appears to be a farmer. He's wearing very typical sort of overalls, very muddy boots. You can actually see he's got things like shears and such just sort of hanging off of a belt. Very dirty. He's got a stubbornly chiseled face, short hair that just seems to be flecked with grey, swept back, and a very sun-warm face. And he is staring directly at Gifton. And you see Dadriel stiffen up and step in front of you, Gifton.
What's the matter?
Dylan.
Ellen?
Lolasil, is that you?
I I mean, she's kind of in here, but I'm not actually her, but part of her's in here.
And this figure just starts to walk towards you, seemingly ignoring Lynn and Carrick, who Lynn is on
Hackles.
defensive. Yeah, her hackles are up. You can see her posturing, her claws extending, and she looks scared, Carrick.
Dragon hackles.
I'm gonna step in front of Grandma.
And
No. Illin's been good to the Fae. He's the only one that's good to the Fae.
he stood against us.
Raz said he stood apart.
His angels were there.
Tried to save us at the end.
And Ilin stops about 10 feet from you. And you can see his eyes lingering on you, then drifting to Dadriel before he falls to his knees. I tried.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
Kristen's gonna just rush over and grab a hug.
Please forgive me.
Just pull him into a hug.
And
No,
as you hug him, one of his hands just goes up to his eyes, trying to cover them as he starts to repressedly sob.
It's okay. It's okay. She loves you. She told me she loves you so much. She forgives everyone, and she wanted me to tell you that she's sorry. She's so sorry. She wishes that you and her could have had what Hevos and Mairi had and had your own. And she's just so sorry, Ilin. I'm just gonna hug him.
And this god breaks down in your arms.
It's okay.
And Dadriel's features soften as he watches this sight.
It's okay. It's okay.
And we are shifting back to the airship as we leave Ilin sobbing in Gifton's arms.
Well, now that I've emotionally broken a god.
Congratulations!
Telday.
Achievement received!
I'm in one down, like 5 to go.
Yep.
Telday. Things are relatively quiet right now after the sort of posturing with Scrim.
It's so nice not having Gifted and Carrick around.
Isn't it so much
causing
calmer?
trouble. Corvus isn't causing horrible things to come into existence over here. St. Cassie's not puking it out.
Yes, but with Cassie retreating below deck, you find yourself relatively alone with Shax. Towdy and a couple of the crew still milling about the strange
And the
form
captain and
of
all them who had to sit
Corvuses.
there and
Yeah,
watch all this bullshit that happened when they're murmuring.
yeah, the strange form of
about the
Corvuses,
aliens.
automaton standing there motionless.
At least he stopped. Yeah, Tilde is going to stand there for a moment and then turn to Shax. I wasn't really telling the truth when I was speaking with him earlier.
Oh,
I said that I am from far older times, but that is not correct. I am not that person. I have had flashes of memory, but that is not me. That is another life.
you are more than the sum of your parts, I feel.
I am not the previous form. That is a different life. I am what has existed since. I am far younger than any of you.
Well, what you remember can be used to inform ideas of who you are now, but being yourself is, I believe, the most important thing of that.
Yes, but I am not any of those other things I claimed. I am not. That is inaccurate. As much as Gifton may wish to think that we are kin, I do not feel that. Only with others of my kind. Even then, there is a separation. Certain ones. Those who are newer, they have more opportunity to be their older selves. That is not my fate.
Yes, from what I was told, much of who you were was decided for you, was it not?
Yes, but that time has passed. I cannot be what I was. I am what I am now.
And I do not see any fault in that.
And yet, there is conflict, possibility of restoration has been offered. I cannot yet understand the consequence. I fear it would be like dying.
I think on a level you might be right about that. It'd be replacing who you are with what once was.
And yet, what right do I have to deny the previous existence? Does it not deserve to live?
It did. Its time came and went. It'd be the same as, say, my father wanting to come back and take my place. He is no more deserving of the place than that being that once was is of you.
Do you feel no obligation to attempt to provide?
They've done what they can. They did what they could with the time they had. I would not expect someone else to give me part of their time. I do not expect myself to give part of my time to someone else to keep permanently. This life is mine, same as your life is yours.
I think that I will have to bring a stop to these attempts to understand the old, to embrace the current.
I would not deny it to others, but if you feel it is only harmful to yourself, then that is fair to cease that to yourself.
I fear it would change, that I would be forced into being another, whether I wish it or not.
Oh?
Then. There is a brief chiming in your head, and the familiar voice of your little carry-on companion going, "Might I recommend some reading, sir?"
I shall have to think on this.
Cato Lucius's Mortality and Morality. It might help you.
I do not have access to that.
You have access to many places, sir. Acquiring a book should be no issue.
Wait. My spell slots!
Yes, we're going to burn gifted spell slots.
I already do. I go through like 6 of them a day.
He deals with the
Also,
conundrum
also-
of the value of life and, well, when one life deserves to live when another does not. He has no real conclusion, but it is insightful reading.
It appears that you already know it.
This is one of the many books that was put into me. Would you rather I read it to you?
Another time.
Audiobook.
Of course, sir. And the voice falls silent. It's probably the most respectful it's been to you in the entirety of the time you've known it.
Out of curiosity, was Tilde giving his responses
Vocally,
verbally?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he does have to. Or does.
Jax will actually be tilting his head for a second, going, "You?
It is no matter.
Should I do some kind of to realize he's having half of a conversation with someone who isn't me?"
An insight check.
Okay.
I don't think he's particularly trying to
Assume
mask
would
it.
be low, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not explaining it, but I'm certainly not like.
Yes, he's definitely having
covering my
half of a
mouth
conversation
so
there.
that it's-
Yes,
Your
stop
voice
your
kind
lip
of-
movement.
Voice kind of resonates.
Jax will actually tilt his head slightly and go, "It is admittedly none of my business, but I'm guessing you have something they gave you that you can hold conversations with."
I do have conversations with others. That is affirmative.
Yes, but it's something that is not here, and that does not correspond to a sending spell, the conversation you just had.
It is no matter. Do not worry.
That is fair. Not my business to pry on what is and isn't for people's abilities. Lord knows
It
enough of us to have
poses
our own
no
secrets.
threat.
Until it gets taken over by the dreamer.
Oh, well, in that case, it poses the same amount of threat as it already does. I'll just ignore it anyways.
I figure the same amount of that that I oppose.
Yeah,
Sure,
the dreamer
actually-
takes it over. Can't actually move Telde's body or anything, so it's just a really internal screaming voice.
Yeah, Jax will comes. It's like, I admittedly was not too worried. I figured if it was something of a more dangerous sense, we would not be having this civil conversation about it.
Affirmative. Were it to become a danger, the group would be informed, and likely steps would be taken. I do not attempt to bring any additional danger. The others do enough.
More than enough,
You're
sir.
not wrong about that one.
Some more than others.
Well, at the very least, it has given some level of suggestion on an idea for this. I wouldn't mind knowing as well. There are more readings that I would like to be able to do in my lifetime.
Yes. I shall inform you of any pertinent readings then.
Thank you. And again, as I said, you are you, and this other being is something that's just informing. It is memories of a different life, but it is not you. And if you were to go, I believe you would be mourned.
Evidently, I already have. It does not seem I was.
Maybe, maybe not. We don't fully know what happened to all of that. At least not enough.
Thank you for listening.
If ever you need an ear, let me know and I'll be more than happy to do it again.
The two characters that actually don't have ears.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Right.
Yes, it is best that I not ask Corvus for one.
That is probably a good thing. You might take you a little more literally on that.
As the sitcom laughter fills the air, we are going to cut to said man. Corvus, where are we going, buddy? Oh no, Marcus is dead.
No, I'm here.
Okay.
Marcus is dead.
Do you think that
Is this
changed?
the end of Hamlet?
How is Corvus going to spend his time? Because I assume you're waiting to be picked up so you don't have to empty travel.
He would love to empty travel, but he's
got a little meep.
Yeah. He's gonna go to his house.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna go
Dare
to
you take the teleporter to Wyndon? I don't think anything bad will happen to you.
Oh right. He's gonna go to his study, and he's going to go through the secret door that he has.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to go down into the main study laboratory. And the door shuts behind him. And he's going to try to figure out new magical spells through his tomes that he has been collecting.
Okay, so you're going to sit down and read.
Yeah, basically he is doing the prepping spell slots, which takes a minute for each spell.
Okay. Right, you start going over your various collections of books, cobbling together information, tweaking it to use the strange power source that you're drawing from. Then you spend your time preparing.
Will he have some components? Because I figure some of the big stuff he wouldn't have. Like the diamonds and stuff.
You would...
Did you buy any of it?
Yeah. Basically, any purchasable components you have to get, because your thing counts as a defined focus, so you don't need most components.
Okay.
But anything that has a cost. You will need. You could have acquired some during downtime if you so wish.
Yeah, he would require the base minimum stuff.
Yeah, so as long as you pay the price, I don't mind you acquiring your basics for your spells.
He will cast Legend Lore then.
Legend Lore? Oh my god.
And that's a 5th level spell, so I will click it here. Boop.
Okay.
And
so you light the incense.
Yeah, he's been too wrapped up with other things, the augmentations, to really figure things out. He's going to see if Legend Lore is procced off of Azoth.
Okay.
And if not, then he's going to cast it again, remove all 5th levels, and do First Dragons.
Okay. Yeah, you do get something about the Azoth. There is. It's almost like a brief story playing out in your mind. You see men chasing this creature. This creature seeming to flee through angles, through different doorways that they cannot see, until finally it is cornered, and they kill it. They strike it down. You see them cutting into its body, removing things from it, and as they walk away, it lays there, and other figures approach it. Commoners, basic people. This seems to keep flicking between representation, just the common populace that you know today, tribal figures, essentially representing all of those not in the know. And as they run around it, you see them starting to drop, one by one, just collapsing, seemingly by being near this thing. And this tale seems to play out. You see this thing dissipating, rotting away, poisoning the very ground around it, making it uninhabitable. And then, eventually, another one appears. Seemingly coming out of these angles and doorways again. And once more it's seen, spotted, chased. A cycle of things being claimed from it. Sometimes it hunts in return, trying to reclaim what is lost. But each time it falls, and each time people die. And that is what it gives you that you don't already know from the as of text, which is far too little.
Yeah. Okay, and yeah, so he's going to do that in First Dragons then.
Right, First Dragons. First Dragons plays out a very vivid story in your head. Morgani creating these great dragons, these divine beings, who in turn create dragonkind, seeding the very earth with starlight. And as they mull about, you see them gaining control, starting to influence things. Before Morgani simply scoops them up and puts them back into the stars. And as she does so, you see her seemingly creating a key.
She's what?
Creating a key, which she uses to seal to lock the very stars themselves in place. And then she hides it away, buries it deep in the earth. It's then covered again and again and again.
Cool.
Corvus is sitting there going, "Not magic is entirely the coolest of the not magic." Shifty eyes.
Shut up!
Glad I wish magic
Shouts.
back.
He just shouts in the void.
I'm glad I manipulated my own mind to let me know things
And
with magic.
you have that odd moment where it seems to linger on this image, like the story has stuck somehow. Or is it trying to tell you just how long it has been? You're not sure.
Oh, it's like the berry, it's just there.
Mhm.
Okay.
Until finally, you hear a voice accompanying the story, an almost sort of fairy tale voice. And with the key hidden away, the children never to emerge. They wept into the night sky itself, the tears streaking, the very lights that fall on the earth, grant the wishes of those below. But their own wishes were not answered, until one of their very own jailers took pity on them and decided to set them free, so that they might live happily ever after. And you see the earth being dug up by a figure, masked, robed, obscured, who reaches down and pulls the key out and holds it aloft. And you see those shining lights in the sky shimmer and erupt in beautiful freedom. And that is where the story ends.
Can you copy the fairy tale?
No, because I don't have it written down.
Ah.
So you know what you can do? You can
Rewatch the
rewatch the recording. You know, part of your awesome, amazing feat that you have is that you can look the stuff up and use it.
Your
All right.
DM's gonna start forcing you to use your written
That's your punishment for springing legend lore on me out of nowhere.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah,
I was looking it over. I was like, this is really cool.
it's really cool.
This
It's
is
also
Corvus.
something. This is really cool. This is also something I would have warned Ali about.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I was looking over it last night, so I was like,
Okay.
sorry.
And as Corvus writes down what he learned,
Yes.
we are going to flash back to the temple. Gifton, this man has been trying to compose himself.
It's okay. That's okay.
I was so weak. And I continue to be weak. I tried my best to make amends to take care of you. He says, looking at you, and you get the impression that he doesn't mean you literally,
No.
but your kind.
Mm-hmm. You know, we all love you. All of us love you.
I'm not deserving of your love.
You don't get to decide who we find worthy of love. I smile at him. Of course we love you. How couldn't we?
Because I didn't learn. I let her go, and then when the poor child... I didn't just let them steal her away. I took part. I was as scared as I was the first time.
You can do better now, though. You don't like what you did, right? So do
I
better
did
by
it.
it. You did it, but you can make better. The story doesn't end just because you make a mistake, just because you do something when you're scared or you're angry or you're sad or you forget. It doesn't stories don't end there. You can keep writing more. You can change it. So help her now. Be there for her now. You can
And
do it.
he seems to look you over again and slowly placing his hands on your upper arms and bowing his head.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be talking out of turn.
She was right. We're owed no more reverence than any of you. I will do everything in my power to keep you safe.
You help me with what I have to do with her?
I'll give my everything.
Because I want her to remember who she is as much as we can. And I don't know her. But I know she loved you.
And there is a
And you loved her.
pained look on his face.
And my people are very crazy.
Yes.
Like pants on head crazy, Ilan.
He nods the nod of someone who has been trying to deal with this for a long time. But you brought him back. He says, looking over at Dadriel.
Yeah, he was still here, kind of.
I was dead. This is. He sort of waves round, and you can still feel the lingering power in the air, suffusing the waters, the temple itself. This was just energy, not me. I was struck by Duma's blade. I should not have come back.
What's a Dumas blade?
And Duma, she is one of Imor's primes.
Oh.
My guess is this place.
Sorry, religion's really not a faith thing. I know a little bit.
I do not believe if you were out of this place that would have worked.
You don't think it would work again? I tried.
I mean, we've seen what happens.
What about her? What about the care? What about?
We
don't know.
We don't.
You've done something none of us have. Ilan says, trying to sort of. You see him wiping his just under his eyes.
I'm gonna pick out my handkerchief and I'm not even like gonna offer it to him. I'm just gonna kind of dab it for him. I'm gonna clean him up a little bit.
And
He's got some motherly nature that's coming out pretty hard.
If you know of another that can be tried, we have the money for the dust.
I actually have the diamond dust. I was kind of ready because I'll be honest, with us facing the first dragons, I figured one of
Diamond
us was
dust.
gonna drop.
Is that all you require?
That's what I've been using. I want my bag and I sure I've got diamond dust.
It's just glitter.
He looks at your bag, and then you see him just place his hand over it, and suddenly that is full to the brim.
Oh no!
That's heavy.
I could have bought that. That's okay. Thank you.
I mean, maybe with everything you have going on, Gifton. I mean, we were told what happened when an angel passes.
I mean, they say the same.
He lies.
I don't. Huh?
An angel passes. We go to the empty, yes?
Yeah.
He lied.
Where did you go?
Don't remember. Nowhere. But I know he lied.
I know when Taniel died. She's Titania. She died back then, but she died now in the tower in Winden, and I kept seeing her. She kept showing up like this blue ghost, and she would talk to me, and then she kind of gave everything up when she gave me her wings.
I think we kind of chalk that up to how Fae are different. But maybe it isn't.
And then slowly stands up and he sort of reaches out to take your hands to bring you up with him, Gifton.
I'll get up with him.
You can sense her within you still. Her and what this was a cherub of hers. What was Taniel's cherub? Lila. I don't know if it's them, but you carry part of them with you.
Maybe I can try this with them after I've rested a bit.
Gifton.
Huh?
There is another.
Actually, yeah, Archangel might go whoosh. But I mean, she might not come back as an Archangel. She might come back as an Archfey, huh?
There is another one that we know did die as an angel.
Curiel?
Yes.
There's a little look of shock on Iden's face. Curiel, you know of her disappearance?
Uh-oh.
We were there when she died.
I see.
We know of at least like two more.
She found out about some things a little early when we were still trying to hide with Raziel.
He closes his eyes, clearly displeased, but I am not one to pass judgment, not after my own crimes.
None of us wanted it. Not even him. It was just Raz was trying to save Thaldir and a child, and we were all messed in it.
The dwarf that used to travel with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
If it's any help, he is very happy.
I know. I know he'd be happy. That's why I've never fought it. And I hoped he went with you.
He's in my heaven.
He's very lucky.
I
doesn't know shit about growing things, though.
I am graced to have someone that is, and he looks like he's choosing his words. So
He knows
eager
stuff.
to learn.
He's just really bad at it.
How to garden.
He is?
Well,
Did he
more
did he take
he
a
likes
hit on
spending
the
his
head
time spending with his sister doing so, but
Oh.
Is this? I hope his sister is.
His garden back in Tarnstead was not. I mean, we had to help.
no, it was not, but half
It was the love of it, though. He still wanted it to work.
indeed. I
And keep trying sometimes. He's got perseverance.
you we cannot have you leaving here like this.
Am I in trouble?
No. This is wonderful. Even if it's not her.
Where are we, anyways?
We're below your
What
grandma's
is-
pool.
No, this temple.
Oh, this is
My temple.
He said it was the Temple of Lost Causes, which is really dumb because there's no such thing as a fucking lost cause.
No, but there are many people that believe that their cause is lost and they need the greatest of help.
Oh. Okay, now it's a wise thing. See, that's it. I said my people don't do religion.
You're not the only one. Your people aren't the only ones.
Yeah.
The others, they wouldn't have noticed, not with this masking, but I saw I'm always looking for some glimmer.
I'm gonna take his hand and give it a squeeze.
I'm not as fast in it as my brother, but I can mask this. I can make sure they don't see you once you are out of here.
Oh, okay.
And
Is it gonna
him as well.
Him as well?
Him as well.
It might be for the best.
I have no plans to remain hidden, but well,
Are we going to have an angel buddy?
I suppose
You have an angel buddy.
some caution is
Prove
worth
that.
taking. Yes, and this won't harm you, and it will not harm her. Not let it.
I don't think that you would ever hurt me.
You give me a lot more credit than I'm due. So, I pledge myself here and now to you. I will make sure that no mistake as I have made before is repeated. I will not allow it. It will help you make something great. It'll be better than us. I have spent so long wanting to hurt the rest of them, or hoping that they would just turn on me and get done. Now, my duty over her charges has kept me going, and now I have something to actually hope for.
Good, because she's gonna need all your hope. All right, we're gonna help her get strong, and then she'll be back. Maybe she won't be exactly like she was, but she'll be here. We'll keep her memory alive. All right.
Yes. Whatever comes of it, make sure she's remembered.
Yeah. And
You will need more than what you carry in you to help her grow. And he actually just directly puts his hand against your chest, and you feel a surging flow of power, Gifton.
Oh no.
Heartburn.
And as the energy flows through you, you can feel it being pulled into this spark that you feel in the center of you, that you're carrying, absorbed, growing just that bit stronger, but also flowing through the rest of you, mixing with that energy from that spark, much like your very own heritage. These two divine natures meeting, creating something new. And you feel that power and how you can access it without draining from it. And you have your awakened vestige as you feel this control, this energy, this almost completing of something that was torn from your people long ago. As wings erupt from your back once more. Although no longer feeling like an alien presence, you can feel them, you can feel how they work, their energy, their completeness with you.
Whoa. Thank you.
My power is yours and hers.
It's like you're making something together.
Yes. Yes. And you. He sort of turns to face Dadriel and just moves on over to him and just holds his hand out in front of him, closing his eyes before lowering it. Right. You will not be seen. Either of you. If they do spot you, she looks at you, Gifton. My blessing should mask anything.
Okay. Will it be okay if I use my magic out there? It's not gonna like ping anybody?
He shakes his head. You will be just
Okay.
fine.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Ellen. Thank you for all you've done.
Of course.
Will we see you again?
If you need me, you call on me. I will listen for your prayers.
Zachiel's really nice, and I just want to say she's a good angel. In case that matters.
She has a good heart, if not always the best decisions.
Was that the one the unicorn charged?
Yes.
Gifton?
Yes.
Yes.
Also, I don't know what those things were that were chasing your unicorns. Or why they were chasing your unicorns.
The beasts say, my lands are wild and so are the Fey realms. As much as I try to keep charge, there are predators. But none of my unicorns have fallen as of recent times.
Have you seen the cleansing that's going on with the Fae then?
I have seen glimpses of it. I was trying to understand what was happening, but now it is becoming clear.
I kind of started it when we went down to go let Hay out.
Please keep up the good work. You are a far better gardener than I am.
Oh, not really. Your forests are beautiful.
Yes, but you have made something grow and flourish that I was unable to.
I'm just gonna go over and give him another hug. She's a very huggy person.
He just sort of reaches around with one arm and pats you back gently. Zadriel, I imagine you have matters that you may wish to discuss with her, or call on me, and I will be there for you as well. You're not alone. I have so much to make up for. And Dadriel just slowly nods. For Ilan lets go of you, Gifton. And steps back. And suddenly dissipates. Petals taking his place. Just drifting about within the interior of the temple. Settling on the ground.
He gives him a sad look and then kind of like jerks like she remembers something and slowly unclasps that brooch that she took and holds that out to Dadriel. Here you go, Dad.
Dad.
Did you just call him Dad?
What?
I have not heard anyone call me that in a long time.
Yeah, Raziel wasn't too fond of Raz, but he's adjusted.
Oh. Short name.
My badge.
Dad like father.
You were going to carry it, yes?
It came off, and I
Fell onto your chest.
no, it fell into my hands, and then I got confused trying to figure out how to put it back on you, and then I thought I'd try it on myself, and I was like, it's kind of nice, and then here, let me just.
He smiles softly, and as you sort of reach up, he places his hands over you and just pushes it back towards your chest. This is the badge of the first prime of Lalasil. It represents both carrying out her word and protecting her, being there for her. I can think of no better person to carry it now.
But I probably shouldn't be wearing it out and about, and you seem a lot more together.
Sister, I am panicking inside. This is a world I do not know, a world I do not understand.
Do you want to come back with us and we can try and catch you up? Maybe we can get Raziel to come by?
If you would not object to my company for a short while.
Well, I'd like it because I could hear about stuff and
You can teach her more of what it was like.
I want to know about Lalasil really bad.
And I will tell you all that I know.
And when my brothers will come visit, because you're there, and they'll have to come visit because they'll want to see you, so they'll come visit me. And she gets a big smile on her face, like there's high-powered manipulation going on for Gifted right now.
He actually looks up briefly, and this temple, it was in Lalasil's land. What is it now?
We are inside a mountain somewhere in Barast.
Barast.
Yeah. The continent is mostly divided between Barast and Noran, and then the southern regions are all the wild people.
Divided.
Divided and yeah. Yeah, well, there was no god for this continent, so it kind of fell to anybody. This is also like, I mean, the Fae are here, but kind of crazy.
The land still stands. What about Lalasil's people? Those that are there any? Have you seen any like me? He sort of gestures at his body, this towering Goliath form.
Gonna nod. Yeah.
You did mention they were people.
I'm kind of at war with them right now, so I'm working on that.
War. He would not.
Well,
They would not wage war.
They kind of trapped us in our houses and tried to burn us to death and killed everybody I know. So there's just a little bit of that.
If you say they would not wage war, they have changed much in the time you've been gone.
There's a look of horror on his face when he describes that, and then just abject sadness. And he sort of lowers his head.
But I mean, they're not. I don't think they're just lost. Okay, everybody's just really confused because I mean, the Fae are stealing little children and taking them into the wilds and then dancing them to death, and the Goliaths are burning villages and killing people. We're all just kind of crazy right now.
In the time, it seems without her, many of her people have become lost.
Yeah.
Oh, then there is much to fix.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
You say you're kind of going mad?
Oh, they've gone. They've gone. They've gone crazy.
Not all, but
I'm currently on the run from Oberon. I mean Gabriel.
Oh, he's kind.
Yes. Whatever is.
Oh, those kind. Yeah, they're crazy.
The
too.
first are doing the Morgani. It is.
The first was sealed away.
Something has allowed them to come back. We have the ability to see one of them.
The only way they could return is if Morgani herself released them. She was the only one who knew of their prison.
Something else must have, because she believed, from what I have learned.
No prison is perfect. That's what the problem they ran into with Heya. We let her out.
She believed they were just her imagination, and that is how the corruption has spread from them to her other worshippers. It's not even just the dragon kind and humans, other races that worship her also.
Then are you okay with all this? Are you alright?
Lynn, who still looks very, very tense.
Gonna move over to Grandma.
Lynn's never inviting me over again. I can tell. I get to say that out loud. This is the one time I got invited over. I'm never getting to come over again.
As you hug her, she wraps one arm around you and pulls you in very tightly, Carrick, as if protective. This is mine. Hurts a bit.
Do you want us to go, Lynn? Would that help?
I will not.
I think, like me and.
This is his place.
Yeah, but I know it's also your place. So, and this is your safety place, and that's your grandson.
Oh, yes, I can see the relation. I will take leave. Great one, he says, actually smiling at Lynn and offering a small bow. I do not wish to call you distress. How do we leave?
Well, we gotta. Oh, there's no trees here. Hey, Carrick, could you open up a portal to Beacon and then come meet me there later?
Yes.
Okay.
May I? Could you let me go for a moment, Grandma, so I can cast the circle?
There's a few moments where she keeps hold of you, as if not sure about this, before slowly relaxing her grip.
My husband and my son and my sons and my daughters. It'll be great.
One of our kind having sons and daughters. It's a novel thought. I'd like to.
Carrick's going to reach to his bag of holding, pull out his chalks, and I spell slot. Cast.
Teleport circle?
Yep.
Okay. Carrick opens up a teleport circle for you.
I'm going to grab Dedriel's hand and yank him through.
Okay. He steps through with you, and Carrick, they vanish from before your sight. Once they are gone, your grandmother takes hold of your hand again and pulls you away from the circle. This is going to keep happening, isn't it?
Hopefully not here for you.
I'm not worried about me, not in the slightest. I'm very, very worried about you.
Well, looks like we've got two on our side now.
Don't count on it, please. They
Never do. Gotta take care of stuff for ourselves.
exactly. You cannot put trust in the divine, not for a moment. It will hurt you.
It seems to be a common occurrence.
Even when they say that they care, even when they say that they have changed, they are still. They think differently. Eric.
They do. But who knows, after we're done, this may all be fixed and not have to worry about it anymore.
Still, until then, there is something I'd like to give you. I'm not going to be able to be there enough. Every day is draining. And with Talia and your children, I need all of you to be safe. So, he's going to start leading you out back towards the water. And as she does, she reforms into her ancient dragon body. And once again, you are rather ungracefully, like a young whelp, carried up through the water.
Please tell me at least it's not by the head.
No, but it might be by the, sort of taking your wings, back of your shirt. Yeah.
No, I want it to be just like in WoW.
Yeah, she just grabs you by the... And eventually you re-emerge into her cavern, where she turns back into her humanoid form, and there's a slight patting of your body which seems to dissipate the water as she cleans you off.
She didn't do that for us. I was soaked the whole time.
Mm-hmm. And she moves over to not to her hoard, but what looks to be more orderly kept area. There's actually a chair and such that you assume she must have used at some point in human form. You've never really seen her hang out as such in her cave.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, there is a area that is set up for humanoids. And once over there, she just reaches into a dresser and pulls out what looks to be a strange vase, almost flat, thick-bodied, that has two tapering tips that curl up from each side and round and into the center. Very shallow looking, and she brings it over to you, and you can see these tapering tips essentially come round and end on a lid that looks like it could be taken off if it wasn't for the main body blocking it. A bit of an oddity in how that would be put on, even. And she just holds it out to you.
I'm gonna take in my hands.
This was meant for him. I spent a long time figuring out how we were to spend the rest of our lives together. And I couldn't bear the thought of him going before me. I wanted him to live alongside me. And the way I saw to do this was to impart some of my power, some of my form, some of the draconic kind into him. We never got to do the ritual before he fell ill. But you have an opportunity. You and your girl, there is enough power in there for the both of you. You already have the right heritage.
But what of you, Grandma?
Reclaiming it now would do very little for me. Don't you worry, I still have years left in me yet.
It won't harm you being used, will it?
It's already gone from me. It's a very easy ritual. It can only be done with one you have the bond of love with. Simply kneel. Each of you grasps one side of this, professes your undying love, and then you break it.
Carrick should hold it up. I will have to ask her first, because
Of course.
I would not want to force something on her.
Of course. But it is an opportunity for the both of you to have the life I never got to.
Thank you.
And she pulls you into a tight hug. And then kisses the top of your head.
You will have to visit for sure when the eggs hatch.
Of course, I would not miss seeing them. I will be around to see them grow. I tell you, nothing will take me from that.
Give her a tight hug.
More himself could come, and I would show him the ferocity of dragonkind. Not going to lose me.
Well, oh fuck, what the hell was his name? Dadriel?
What of him?
What was the god's name? No, out of character. The angel.
Oh, what, Dadriel?
Yeah, Dadriel. Dadriel obviously saw it in his title to you.
That's a very kind way of calling me old.
With age comes intelligence and wisdom.
Far less than you'd actually think. We're all just making it up as we go along. And we can only go by the decisions we make moment to moment. Try and make the right ones.
Yes.
Shall we get you home?
Yes, before I get in trouble with my wife again for being the last one home.
He smiles and gives you another sort of tight squeeze. And then she will help you make your teleport circle. And it's that sort of way of like, yeah, you could improve that line there. No, look, if you connect these, it's far more efficient. Good boy. And with one final hug and a soft kiss to your forehead, she bids you farewell. And you are able to return to Beacon.
I'm so glad I bought 100 years of those components.
Clifton. You arrive in Beacon, and
Wait, some startled guards.
yeah, wave at some startled guards who do actually level their weapons briefly at the sight of a Goliath. Dadriel has retracted his wings, but he is still an imposing form.
He's with me. Tarnstead business.
Sure, Miss Greysteel.
When General Roselle comes by, tell him to go to the Greysteel residence at post haste.
As you wish, ladyship. And
I'm said to send a quick prayer off to Rick Beale of get the two of your butts over here. There's somebody you gotta meet.
and they stop aiming their guns, which Dadriel is just looking at those with some mild confusion. And as you lead him away, there you
Those
go.
are weapons.
They're like tiny horns.
Weapons. What, some form of mage stuff?
Projectiles?
Projectiles. Slings, arrows.
Yeah, but more dangerous. Explosive. You know what explosives are? Do you know what explosives are? Boom.
I know what an explosion is.
Yeah. Well, okay. They shoot explosions.
On the plus side, they didn't ask you how you got through the start.
So mage staffs.
Kind of mechanical.
They shoot explosions.
Doesn't need magic to use it. I think. I don't know. They don't let me play with them.
Because you're too small.
Quote of the day: guns. They make explosions.
What has changed?
Mm-hmm. There goes the baker. His wait, go throw it down and get to the house.
Yeah, as you get to the house, your husband opens the door, and there's a sort of screaming children running to you, screaming for their mother. She's so excited, latching on.
I take my ring off and dive into the pile.
Yeah. And when you do that, there is a bigger look of surprise on Dadriel's face. As he peers down.
You never explained.
And Chaos just sort of looks at you and goes, Goliath, honey?
Oh, yeah, this is Dad. Dad, this is Karen. This is my son,
Mr.
Thomas.
Barkrand, what happened?
Really need to find a better nickname for this guy. Try Dre.
Oh, no, sorry. This is Dadriel. He's an angel of Lawlessville. And a gift is going to flare out her new wings, which, by the way, have cool new patterning. They look like a barn owl's. And show those off at the kids and go, look what mommy can do.
There's some awes and a few unimpressed. I can do that.
Yeah.
I like to think that one's not getting getting
that
grounded again.
Show them. They won't believe me if you don't show them.
He looks behind him cautiously before flaring out his wings. And again, there's some and I can do that.
I swear that one's never going to get ungrounded.
Hey, come in. Hopefully, Raziel will be here soon. Kids, you better clean up. Your uncle's coming.
Right. Okay. You go in and you can introduce him to your family.
Yeah, we'll start explaining brownies to him because that's going to be a thing.
Back on the airship. Cass.
Yes.
Things are very quiet here. It's almost unsettling.
Remember, we got a month of this, guys.
Without the rest of the party running around, it doesn't feel right, Cass. And you sort of hear dwelling in the silence when you hear a thump on the bulkhead. I assume you went back down to the cargo area to be comfortable.
Yeah.
You hear a sort of thumping on the bulkhead as if to get your attention.
Cass is looking up out of her pile.
And coming down the ladder in a very uncomfortable manner, it looks like, is Scrim. And
he's following you.
As he lands on the decking, he comes on over and goes, "You, girl, Cassiopeia, yes?"
Oh my god, he's actually said your name. He likes you better than he likes everybody else.
Cass is actually going to sit up out of her pile, ears straight up and pointed at him. Yes.
You are, I think, the most like me out of them.
Oh.
Her head cocks and she's just giving him that look of you have about 30 seconds to explain.
A fighter. A real fighter.
Not by choice.
None of us choose it. This is the life.
I still wouldn't be fighting if it wasn't for you and yours.
And I would not be fighting if it weren't for your people.
My people?
The Northerners. I do not mean the horse-likes.
This racism is very subjective.
I do not care what form you take or what shape you are. It is meaningless. All that matters is allegiance. And who you hurt and who you serve. Your people hurt mine. They took our lands. They took our people. We are reclaiming what is ours. You must understand this, yes?
Cass is standing all the way up. No, I don't, because my people don't have lands. We haven't had lands. I don't know if you know anything about us, but we were forced away from our home, across oceans, enslaved, tortured, beaten. We are finally able to get on our own hooves again.
So you do not
And
count
some of
yourself
us
as
have
a
chosen
Barrast.
not to fight, and you bring war to us.
So you are not of Barassian kind.
Centaurs aren't from this continent. We're not even supposed to exist. We're not part of the normal cycle.
Girl, it matters not where you originate from. You are a people of this land.
If you technically want to get into that, we have as much right to be on this land as anyone because we were created by the Fae.
And the Fae have their own
This
realm.
was Lawless lands, and those were her people. That technically makes us part of her corte.
Then you should be with us. We have always been here. Instead, you side with the Northerners. We are not unwelcoming. We have traded with people, those that respect our kind and custom. Many tribes had dealings with those from your friendly town.
Yeah, and that shows what sort of... Never mind. It's not worth getting into. What do you want, Scrim? Are you here to try and convince me to join your little cause? I have another cause. It's a little bit bigger than territorial disputes.
He sort of rubs his forehead briefly and then sort of runs his hand over his head. I came down here to try and find someone more understandable. The words your fellows
Want to
speak.
talk about woodwork? I'll be completely understandable.
I care not for the menial tasks.
Menial? What's so menial about it? You're building something that lasts. Something that will help others.
Scrim is right now thinking to himself, I can't believe I missed the Fae right now.
What is wrong with building a home? It provides shelter, it provides warmth, it provides them a place to grow a family.
He holds his hand up briefly and just goes, I apologize. You are right.
I chose long ago not to fight because I injured someone who was a little bit older than me who didn't deserve what he got. And then I get drugged back into something I didn't want to do because I was forced to survive.
Then we are very alike.
If you really believe that, then help Hea and her people.
Yes,
right now, we're trying to save everyone, including you, as I said before.
Yes, he just sort of puts his back up against the wall and just slumps down, sitting cross-legged. You are at this dialect.
There's no reason to tap your hooves around the subject.
No, I do not care for bandying words. I was a weakling. I was cast out of my tribe, left to wander the wastes and die. I was deformed, sickly. And I heard music. And it led me somewhere. Down through the dark and the deeps. Led me to food and to water, and finally to her. To the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. someone who was cast out and betrayed by her own kind. I could not communicate well. We could not talk well. Not with that cage. But I could feel her intent and her desire to be free, and how could I not help? She helped me. And now you tell me that I did it wrong.
In the end, you hurt a lot of people who didn't need to be hurt in the process. I won't fault you for wanting to help. What I will fault you for is your methods.
He grits his teeth, and you can actually see that rage on his face. Cast that it feels a bit too familiar. It's that rage that you muster up when you don't want to feel pain and despair. When it's easier to deal with anger than it is hurt.
And right now, you have an opportunity that is rarely afforded.
I can't have done it wrong.
Tell me, have you ever tried to liberate a god before?
No.
Then how can you say you didn't do it wrong?
And how can you say that I did? I did everything I knew how to free her. I followed the words etched in the stone. I followed the wisdom whispered through the ages. I chased down tales to learn how to help her. And when they asked for me to do those things, I did them. My sons fell for her, for those fables, to break locks I cannot even see. I did what was asked of me every step of the way.
Cass is sitting back and thinking for a second. You might be right. You might have done everything right, and it still could have been wrong. But in the end, she's going to look at him. In a way, you did succeed. You might not have been the one to throw open the gates. You might not have been the one to break the keys. But you pushed others to do it. I will not say I will be happy with what you did. Because I lost a lot of friends when you came for Tarnstead. But I have met a lot of interesting people, been to a lot of interesting places, and seen things I never want to see again. But let's change this from you did wrong and you failed to you succeeded, just not in the way you thought you should have. But now he thinks you have overstepped what you were supposed to do. And even if you did overstep, she is willing to still embrace you and keep you and have you as one of hers. She still needs help. Are you still willing to help her?
In the ruined stead, the favored son will die.
Which ruins?
The ruined stead. Your home, Tarnstead, yes. is the only stead I could see that had any sacred significance. It had to be ruined, and the favored son had to die. How could I choose between my children? How could I know which was my favorite? You cannot have favorites of them, you know? Do you have children?
No.
Siblings?
You saw my brother.
Which one do you think your parents loved more?
That I couldn't tell you.
As there is no such thing.
Though, I don't think you were the favored son.
No. I was
No.
not the favorite son. One of my boys was. I have to have done the right thing. And he slowly gets up again. If I have not, then she can cast me into the hells.
Sorry, Allie, could you repeat that?
If I have not, then she can cast me into the hells.
I doubt Heo would.
We will see. You will have no trouble from me. And he starts to move back towards the ladder and climb his way back up to the next deck.
Cass is just going to rub the bridge of her nose. Why couldn't I first be here?
Carrick,
Yes.
you arrive back in Beacon.
I'm guessing I don't get guns drawn on me.
No, you get a few nods of acknowledgement, and the somewhat uncomfortable, familiar greeting of your lordship.
Can I ask one quick question?
Mhm.
I was totally meaning to do this. Is it possible I could have filled up 2 water skins on the way out of Lynn's?
Yes.
Thank you.
God, you're still on that. Oh God.
Yes, you can have your grandma bathwater. Yes.
Great.
Your lordship, the Lady Greysteel arrived short time ago.
Yes, I was the one who opened the circle for her. I had some stuff to finish before I came through. Do you know where she headed?
I believe home, sir.
Okay. If she comes looking for me, tell her I did the same.
Certainly.
And if they don't do anything, Carrick's gonna... That brings up the question.
Mhm.
Now the eggs at home or at the inn?
I believe you had made the space between beneath the tavern. If you wanted to change that,
both. There's space below both.
then that is entirely up to you.
Probably at the tavern because I have to spend most of my time there currently.
Okay.
That's where Talia has to spend all of her time. You aren't making her run the tavern, are you?
No, that's what I was going to say. Probably since I'm out and about now, it's probably back home.
Yeah.
Okay. So back home then.
Which is also where both pseudo dragons are, because didn't take it to Grandma's. Gonna head on over to the house.
You head home, and as you enter, you hear rummaging upstairs, and then the voice in, Carrick, is that you?
Yes.
And then there's the excited footfalls of your wife coming downstairs, and you'll suddenly feel her tackling against you, arms wrapping around you, as she kisses you.
Actually, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna. What would it be to not fall over? What type of
Athletics.
Okay. Oh, my worst skill, the actual worst skill. Only +0. Okay.
Okay, yeah, so you catch her in your arms just fine.
I'm gonna hold her tight, give her a kiss. Everything okay with the eggs and you?
She smiles softly and nods. Everything's fine. You okay? What's wrong?
Gift and I were at Grandma Lynn's.
Right, Gifton. It's really sad.
How is Lynn? Oh no, something's not happened to Lynn, has it?
No, but I think she almost tried to kill a god again.
Okay.
There's a lot going on. We found some more of Gifton's lost goddess, but that can be explained later. She gave us a gift. Grandma Lynn, that is.
Oh, what?
But she intended it for my great-grandfather so that he could live with her for her lifetime. But
she's listening to you, but she clearly looks concerned for you.
He went ill before he could. She wants us to live with her, have her children. You know, dragons living longer than us and everything.
He nods a little sadly.
Supposed to make us two that truly love each other have more of the draconic life, so to speak.
What
I'm
does
guessing
that mean?
I'm gonna make one of these. Ooh.
You're no fucking clue.
I don't want to use the heroic. I'm like looking at the heroic, but it's a use too.
Or rather, you can only make your own assumptions based on what I've told you.
Okay. My guess is turn us closer to being full dragons, possibly, or at least give us their lifetime. And
is that safe right now?
I don't believe she would have given it to us if she didn't think it was. She's worried for her family, so. And we are it.
He holds your hands, looking down briefly. I've been trying not to think about it. That with what we are, that they'd likely still be young, relatively, when we.
Yes. I did tell her I would not force you to, but I told her I would bring it home with me.
I want to see our children grow up.
So do I.
So, what choice do we really have, right? He smiles a little bit.
She told me how to do it, so.
Do it outside.
That was the plan.
Karen Gifton do it outside all the time.
Oh my. if you wish, we could try and see.
She looks nervous, but she nods.
Just in case, since I don't know exactly what might happen, we might want to do this outside.
That's
Magical
a good
release of
idea.
energy and all.
On the bright side, you don't have to worry about squalling children when you go outside because your children are eggs right now.
We hope. I mean, there's 2 pseudos.
Yeah, you can bring those outside with you.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm gonna bring.
So you're gonna get cacophonies of big pretty, big pretty, big pretty.
To make sure that. Oh crap! I don't remember the one's name off the top of my head. Glad I haven't written down. I did smart.
Are you going outside?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, you head on outside with Talia, moving out back of your house. And she looks around and goes, enough space?
I hope so.
So what do we do?
God, the player has really bad
Profess your
memory.
undying love to each other.
There was the how to do the box. Was it put underneath the art parts? Hands under. I'm trying to player brain bad.
What are you trying to remember?
What we had to do with the box. 'Cause I thought we
Well,
had to hold the box
it's not a box. It's a weird face thing.
Yeah, that's right.
You hold it, one holding each side, and there's sort of strange handles that curl around back on top of itself. You profess your undying love together, or kneeling, and then you smash it.
Okay. I'm gonna pick up from one. We each hold it from one side like this, and profess our undying love for each other, and then smash it.
So, our usual nights, just through some smashing.
Yes.
She takes the other handle on this.
Surprise, you turn into pseudo dragons.
Yay. That's not going to cause problems at all. God damn it, gift.
Do it. It's the girl.
Great, I have flounder. Talia, I profess my undying love for you always and forever.
Eric, I will always love you. Every second of every minute of every day, you have my love now and always.
Basically doing vows.
And then she sort of lifts with you, and together you bring it down, smashing the face against the ground. And once you do, there is a sudden release of energy. You feel it washing over you. Tingles, almost burns, like misdirected acid breath almost, but not quite so painful. Just warm and bubbly.
Bubbly.
And your senses are overwhelmed. You can't tell what's around you. You can't see, you can't hear for a few moments. It feels like the entire world is awash over you. But it passes quickly, and as you open your eyes, your vantage is different. You are looking down from much higher. As you see the ground, you see claws, large claws emerging from large draconic feet. And as your head lifts, you see a red dragon across from you, who looks startled, surprised, regarding everything around her. You are now an adult copper dragon. entirely the same for a red.
And the screaming
is freaking
starts.
out.
No, we're outside of the city, luckily, but soon there might be problems. But just suddenly go, Grandma. See if she's watching me.
You try and speak, and at first it's weird. You move your jaw, you work your jaw,
No lips.
and then you remember when Lynn speaks as a dragon, her jaw moves, but it's not like the voice is really coming from that. It's emanating from her, but it's not vocalization as such.
Just wow, 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 wow.
And you go rah, 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 and you feel something, that urge to communicate, and stop making rah, rah sounds, and it's almost like spell work, just inherent part of you. And you manage to get out that Lynn. And that's it. That's how you speak. It's almost magical. It's inherent magic. Of course it is. How could a dragon speak otherwise as a dragon?
This is going to take some time to get used to.
Okay.
This is flashback.
This feels different. This is very different.
Why are there two dragons in Beacon?
There's always been two dragons. Actually, no, there was like
And as
this time, Corvus
in
decided to come
dragons.
see if Carrick was home.
and as you and Talia get used to your new forms together, we are going to flash over to Corvus.
Eyebrow waggle. by
Eyebrow
the way.
waggle.
Yeah, new forms together.
At what point are you
experiences?
At what point are you going to go look for the people that teleport you home?
I was about to say, Corvus, you have finished rescribing your spells, doing what little research you can, and they've been a while. Surely they must be back by now.
See
No,
what's
I
so
wouldn't be
special
distracted.
about this. He's gonna rub a part of his forearm,
He's going to rub something.
Oh my.
casting sending.
Okay,
No.
who are you casting to?
Gifton.
Oh. You don't want to send it to Carrick, who might block your calls.
He knows that.
Yeah.
Gifton, trying this out. This is Corvus. Are you back yet? I'm discovered some interesting items of note around Beacon. Let me know.
Wow, is that 25? Was that 25? Holy crap.
I like to imagine that he literally is pausing after each word.
Yeah, I think he is.
No,
Yeah.
that's what I am. Yeah, I'm totally doing that.
Okay, Gifton, you received that message.
Oh, Corvus! I'm back in Beacon! By the way, I think I have a god in me, and I rest an angel. I don't really know where Carrick is, but I think I'm gonna... I have it.
Okay.
Fine.
Communication.
Yep. I know how to roleplay my sending spell.
Until it's like, finally, my spell slots can be put to rest.
Come on.
Go, yo. I'm unlearning that fucking spell.
Someone else's problem now.
Lulu does Tilde know there's been a phone installed inside his back, and someone's just going to open up and just like, ring, ring.
That was actually the entire point of this army of Warforged, was they just wanted people to be able to do sending spells from the battlefield.
He's gonna pick
We
up.
are actually radios.
He's gonna pick up the little pseudo dragon carrier back upstairs.
There's some happy meeping as she keeps flashing in your mind, Daddy, why dark? And you notice that with your vision, you completely forgot to light a light when you came down here.
It's a dark room. It allows better magic. I forget.
As you carry her out, you can see her looking at the little sconces that are on the wall, and then just beeping at you curiously.
Yes. You know that I can see more. Yeah, he's going to shut the secret passage.
When you say that, she briefly hides her head beneath her wing as if hiding and that can see me.
Yeah. Where did you go?
And then she.
Where did you go?
She pops her head out from behind her wing, and there's that little. And then puffs her chest out proudly.
This is what Corvus needed.
Come on, let's go see Gifton.
You come on out and you head over to the Brockgren household. Gifton, Dadriel is essentially sitting on the floor, very, very, very still, and just regarding your children as they climb over him.
Ali.
Yes?
33 passive perception. Do I see 2 dragons?
Not with how far outside the town they are. Yeah.
Okay, they moved out quite a way.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the houses are...
Yeah,
the actual house lands are out.
Yeah.
Oh, you're at your house. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. We were. I would, even if the idea was to do this, we would have been moving to the house from the tavern because I would not be doing this by the tavern.
Yeah.
Sure.
Don't do that in the middle of town.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing the funny you've done.
You do hear some distant sound in the forest, Corvus, but deer running around maybe disturbing stuff.
The frontier.
Yeah, it's not too unusual.
This is pumpkin.
And as you're introducing all of these, you hear a rapping on the door.
Oh, 1 second. I'm gonna go scuffle over to the door, put the ring back on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, get that disoriented look. Oh, that feels like falling upward. Oh, and I'm gonna open the door. Hello.
Corvus.
Talk.
Gasp.
Hey, Corvus, come on in. I have something you can meet.
Corvus.
I want you to meet Corvus.
Corvus, Archangel, Corvus. You can see that divine light, that great big form that seems to be suggested.
So the God's blessing didn't help that. I was wondering about that.
Oh, Corvus, are you okay?
No.
Oh.
It's not. It's a little overwhelming at first, but your eyes do adjust.
God. It's
Hey,
like,
Corvus, look, my
it's
wings
like
changed.
walking
I'll flare my
into
wings
a-
at you. Look, they got color.
no,
See my
Corvus.
wings?
Just
You see my
being
wings?
entirely white.
Gifton.
You can't see anything.
yes, they look very
Corvus, Gifton.
pretty.
There is far more to her than just those new wings. It's almost like looking at one of the archangels, and there is a suggested power and presence within her form. Those wings seem to extend far further than the physicality.
Look how pretty they are. Look at me.
Gifton,
Yeah. Come on in.
you're bigger.
No, I'm not. Well, I am. I got my ring on.
Bigger than what I see.
Oh,
as you.
that's not me. Don't worry about that.
No, that's you. You are like filling this whole room right now.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Daedriel, this is my friend Corvus. He doesn't like magic, and he travels in the empty, and he has eyeballs from a crazy monster thing that tries to kill you if you go through the empty. And it lets him see weird magic things.
Which
Yes.
we can kill.
We can't kill?
We can.
Oh, well, I assume we could possibly kill it, but I don't know why you want to kill the poor thing.
I don't want to.
I would get up and shake your hand, but I am I saying this right? Your words are a little new to me. And Gifton, he is speaking very clear Baratheon now.
No, you're doing very good at the Baratheon now.
No, it's
The children, I fear, moving.
Yeah, they will try to keep you forever, by the way. Also, make sure to check your pockets and various things.
Sorry
when you
if
try
I
to
don't
leave.
look directly at you
Rinson
for
is
long
trying
periods
to
of time.
leave the house.
You have
Close the door.
eyes of a beast of the empty.
Yes. You
Times
are
have
very-
changed severely.
It's a long story.
He can also open up portals to go into the empty. He goes whoosh, and then we go in,
Which
and
is
then there's
what
things in there
I-
going, sister, come with
Okay.
us.
We're just going to, hi.
Oh.
It's just I guess you told him everything then.
Oh, this is Daedrill. Of course, I tell him every. Oh, Daedrill is a Lawlin angel.
Aren't you part of that originally?
She is my sister.
Yeah?
Yes.
So
I got another brother. I've got 3 now.
were you hiding out?
I was dead.
He was dead.
Oh, you're dead.
Yes, and this all came as a shock
better.
to me as well.
He got better.
Obviously. You're a Goliath, though. Is that your...
That's what you called him now, yes?
Yeah.
What did you call them?
We were just us.
Oh.
But,
The people of Lathersil. And you see him very, very, very gingerly plucking children off of himself and setting them down. Which causes a lot of laughter. Dingus launches to the air, and some of his children follow suit, loving this game. And there is a sudden herding of children, and by herding I mean they are picked up by their clothing, by their respective pseudo dragons. And he gets on up.
Does that mean Gifton was just carried off by?
Also,
Dingus?
we met with Illan. Illan's kind of cool. Pretty great guy. Like him. Thumbs up.
You seem to have been quite busy. Where's Carrick?
I don't know. I left him with Lynn after I stole some bath water.
You're not going to sell it, are you?
Dragon bathwater is extremely worthwhile, and I know there's a mage in Winden.
I'm sure she will be very appreciative if you do.
Actually, I was gonna try and use it on Scrim because he's got that weird malady with pain, and I was thinking if I made my ice out of it, I could use it on his joints and try to relieve the pain. Just something like that. And then I was thinking maybe this would help Raziel a little bit because they tore his wings off. Yeah.
Can I see it?
You gonna take it all from me?
I'm not going to take it. I just want to look. That's what I do.
You can take a little bit of it, and I'll give you 1 water skin.
You
I've got another water. I have 2 water skins.
Did you clean the water skin before you put it in?
Yes, I can shape water. I can literally grab a hold of water and move it.
It's holy water you're after. I can bless some for you. In fact, I'm rather certain you could.
About the thing with
do that.
Did you tell him about Scrim?
I used to be able to do that. Then no, but I didn't tell him. I haven't gotten to. I've been trying to catch him up on what happened to the Fae and who we are because
it's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff to cover, and I was hoping Raziel would be here to help bridge some gaps because he knows a lot more than I do, and he's been around. And I got a hold of Rick Beal and tried to pray him and Raziel earlier, and neither one of them responded. So I'm assuming he's trapped at the office. By the way, Raziel has a day job. He's pretending to be an officer in the military, so he kind of isn't always available.
That's not his usual forte.
It's not pretending. He is an officer in the
military.
He told me he used to write stories and stuff like that, and things. We met a while back, but he's a pretty good dancer.
Gifted. I know you're very excited about this new.
You're gonna tell
Angel?
me that there is something more important than the fact that I am.
No, it's not more important. But we came here for an original purpose, and I have information on that.
All right, I'm sorry, I distracted us from our.
It's
purpose.
fine. You wanted to go off with Lynn and do things with Carrick. That's fine. This is a lot more than I expected you to come back with.
I didn't look for it.
Right. Well,
we're all quite pleased by the turn of events, I'm sure.
No,
I'm
nothing
sorry,
against
Corvus.
what happened.
I'm sorry.
I'm sure you appreciate your newfound life.
I know I was supposed to be helping.
This is something that I kind of took over, I guess. There is a tear that I did not make. So
you did make it though, then. Because if it was somebody pretending to be you, they couldn't have possibly made a tear, right? So it's more likely that you probably in the future travel back in time. Oh, sorry.
Unless it is either Lady Gentle or someone else with the gentleman?
There's other people that can open up rips into the empty, and they use it to shortcut between places.
Corvus,
Mm-hmm.
that Driel is staring at you very, very intently. And his eyes wandering over your form.
Yes, Datriel.
What are you?
I am Corvus Adalas.
He's a Hexenriker. They're from
Refugee
Morgani's
Hexenriker.
continent.
And
Humans from Morgani's
Doctor,
continent.
medic,
He's a foot
rogue.
fixer.
Oh, not that again. Now newfound abilities with this, pointing to his arm.
May I look at you? And he sort of reaches his hand out as if
I
wanting
can't
to hold.
not look at you, so sure.
You can
I
close your
guess.
eyes.
No, I can't. Carrick in my head.
And he sort of takes hold of your hand, and he starts to examine you, much like you've examined many people in the past, Corvus. Turning your hand over, feeling your pulse. He sort of reaches a hand up to your face, which is a large hand, Corvus, and opens up one of your eyes, and with the other hand, there's suddenly a light. Follow this, please.
Are okay?
Start counting backwards from 10.
Do you feel well?
I feel fine.
You're not gonna vomit Black Empty Monster, are you?
No.
Because Cassie had the Empty Monster inside of her, and then she vomited a Black Empty Monster.
Yes, we were all there for that.
The eyes have had no adverse effect on you.
I see things. A lot of things, actually.
They're often in disguise.
I see that you are whom you are in your real totalitary, and Gifton is like 20 times that right now. So
No,
it's
I'm
very
not.
distracting.
Actually, not 20 times that. It's quite lesser, but still more
Yeah.
than you
But
used to.
he's flavoring it.
Yeah.
It's big.
Yeah. Of course, she is one of my kind.
She's more of what you are.
He nods as if, yes, makes sense.
Okay. Just making sure we're on the same page with that. But no, I see things from the corners of my eyes. It's part of the drawback of having these.
Moving in the dark.
You get used to them. I actually thought about trying to maybe do something with them, but they
Sometimes
always
you have
seem to-
panic attacks about eyeballs everywhere.
It's more or less when one of them comes around. It's very sudden.
Well, as long as you are in good health.
Yeah.
Anyway, so main thing is we found a
Healthiest,
rip
I think I am.
probably on the path heading out of town. So it's possible that when I scry on the Vardo, that our Vardo got taken. It's a wagon. It's very important to all of us because we kind of built it as we lost our home, and then it was all we lived in for like a year.
The Tev was quite large, so maybe the Vardo went through there.
Okay, so like I said, maybe they took it to the future. Because I mean, you wouldn't just take it up to someplace and leave it there. If it was you, you would take it directly back to the time that you needed it, right?
Right, which is another thing. Spend some time while you're away. Learn some things about the first dragons.
Okay, cool. What'd you learn?
There's a key tied to a fairy tale about Morgani creating them. They created dragons from starlight.
Yeah, we know that part from Eric.
Well, let me just explain. They got a little bit too possessive over their creations, dragons, and their kin. Morgani said no and put them into timeout, essentially. Locked them away into stars and forged a key that she sealed them away in their stars. She then took the key, put it somewhere. It remained for a long, long, long time, like more than I don't know
More
how
than a
many
cycle?
cycles this has been, but I sat there for like 5 minutes listening to this story. The thing is, the key's been found. And
so you're saying
the fairy
somebody-
tale says that they will be released by one of their jailers. So the key has been found. The key was held up to the sky. And that was the end of it.
Huh.
So someone has a key for the prison of Morgani's children. And they have been
Let them out.
released. That key might be something of great importance.
Oh, I also
acquire.
have a crazy rock that the dreamer sent us that it amplifies magic really crazy buried in my yard.
Oh, right.
The one
That.
beyond
Yeah.
sent you or something.
Yeah, it's been it's best friends with Carrick. It likes basically.
Is
when
that why
Corvus
one
and
of his
Carrick go for-
agents is assisting you?
What?
He just gestures at Corvus.
No. See, Corvus is one of us, and Corvus is as how we get in and out of the empty. And him and Carrick go and talk to the creature in the empty.
Question for you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You were an angel, and you died.
Yes.
Now, not to tap on any toes, but were you aware of the empty when you were dead?
I knew of it. Well, you mean did I go there?
Yes.
I did not.
So
Yeah,
all
this is
those
gonna be
things that are in
important.
there
Yeah, might not be that.
It's
may not be.
It's Miras's lie.
Which I really think it would be good to have
Okay,
you
you're-
talk with Raz.
that's another thing.
This because he's been trying to
Miras-
clear us up.
My message. You've heard it, yes? He looks at you, Gifton. Don't trust him. He,
Oh yeah, you said don't trust him, but
He is the one that informed my mother and the others of what the empty is, and it's not true.
I asked Raziel if we should believe what the gods knew about it, if any of them had proven it, and he didn't. He didn't want to believe that his dad lied to him, but
Yeah,
His father is the
he's-
father of lies.
I told them that if he was lying to everybody
So
else, why would he
what
make any
purpose
sense?
was this lie then for?
It's been one of the earliest lies, one of the first lies. It's kept everyone fearful.
I can resurrect angels.
You just did.
We've always believed that that's where we go when we die. The gods have always feared what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Why would the gods fear a graveyard full of angels?
Because it
I will tell
implies
you,
a
it makes me
connection.
scared when I go through there. I don't like it. It
If
smells of death.
the creations closest linked to them go there when they die, what of them?
Mm-hmm.
The gods were scared of oblivion from
Hey, Corvus,
the dreamer.
could you at all
Yes.
send a message to Carrick and let him know to come over here?
Sure.
We should get going to the airship. As much as I love seeing everybody,
Carrick,
frack.
Gifton, and myself are at her home. Be nice for you to come by to discuss things. I really don't know how to end these.
Derek, is your voicemail on?
Well,
You do know that he has that blocker.
there's two things. One, I know this was discussion was made,
Mhm.
and we never verified it. You had mentioned in the year that we could be taught how to send the sendings that wouldn't, that
Yes.
would be work no matter what.
Yes, I told you that you can open it up for certain people.
Okay, so it's not that the specific spell type. It's
This is a new caller.
New number. Who dis?
would it tell me who is casting now that I know how to, or just that I'm getting...
No, just that you are getting that specific type of sending.
Okay, then
Yeah.
in that case I would open it since it's a sending.
Okay, yeah, you get Corvus's message.
Great, there's gonna be an angry dragon peering in my window in a minute.
I will try to be there as soon as I can. Just finishing goodbyes with Talia.
He's taking his time with Talia. He'll be
Is
around.
that what we're calling it now? Eh?
Which, by the way, Talia has figured out how to take on a human form. Only she's got one wing out, which she's looking at in perplexed.
I mean, is she taking her because she had wings
Mhm.
naturally? Is she trying to take a
Trying to figure
full
out where
human?
her other wing went.
Yes.
Or
Trying to figure out where her
okay,
other
that's
wing
what I'm
went.
trying to figure out is if she was trying to not have any wings, or because I'm gonna try to go to I'm gonna call it winged Carrick form because it's the best way I know to describe it.
I want
'cause
you
it's
to
not-
give me a charisma check, please.
check or
Oh.
save.
Check.
Okay.
I mean, you're a charisma monkey, Carrick.
Keep in mind, you now have modified stats.
Oh
Whoa.
crap! I never got around to doing that.
Just roll a d20 and then
Mhm.
do some modification after.
I
That's
think
the
mine might
easiest way
actually
to
be higher than gold. Is the sad part.
If it's
Yeah.
higher, you keep the higher of the stats.
Yeah.
Just
So
roll d20.
because I don't have it. I get +2 to saves no matter what. Oh no, it's roll. So that's minimum of 16
16? Right, that is good enough.
because I have a +5.
You are able to affirm your image of self, keeping it focused in your mind, and suddenly you are Carrick again, the character that you've used to being at this point.
Oh god. Okay, never mind. Gold. All golds have higher. It's an 18.
You're copper. You're copper.
Copper. That's right.
Yeah.
I think copper. That's right. Brain no worky. Okay, never mind. Keep in mind.
Yeah.
He was thinking that because we killed a gold dragon earlier,
No.
we had to replace
That's,
that.
we've had a lot
keep
of
the
gold
stock around
dragon
the same
occurrences.
Yeah, I was just saying it has to do with too many old other games with gold dragons.
Yeah.
Force of habit. So,
Oh, Gifton, you think it would be alright if I bring Siri with us?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean that would be fine. I think.
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
you say my brain's telling me, Siri, find this.
I know
And we
I have to
just
change
hear
that
a
name
phone
because I
go
don't
off.
want that connotation.
Hey Siri, play on your wayward son.
Hey, dragon, yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna.
No, I think you should bring Siri with. I think that would be really nice. Oh, kids, I hope that maybe when we get to Zahat, Mommy can take you to come see because you can see Uncle Denoran, okay? Mommy's gonna miss you.
There's a few screens. Uncle Denoran, bring me a gift. The usual affair that you get.
No one ever been around.
Oh yeah, he came here with Hea. Oh, you weren't. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you about that. Hea came over with Denoran and Rizal sometime after the kids were the kids were starting to get ambulatory. They had the cutest time together. It was adorable.
I'm sure.
Big sister Hea.
They only poked Denoran in the eye once.
My children have a very confused idea what gods are for.
They're for hugs, obviously.
They're for hugs and playing tag.
That's a good purpose.
Wait, was that?
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't seem to mind too much, so that's how I know she's a good one.
I'd like to meet her.
Well, come with us. We're going there with Scrim anyway, and I should just really speed that up, shouldn't I?
Carrick, are you making your way over?
I'm going to try to give some helpful tips to Talia.
Mm-hmm. You both get yourself situated, and there's that long hug.
Husband, sub and Rick Beal.
Oh, okay. You see him closing his eyes before, Rick Beal flares into being, who looks around, seems to be, you think he's basically doing a darting gaze, although I think his gaze is everywhere, but all the same, he is looking around.
Ricky!
Giant fireball in the room now.
No, cover your ears, Corvus. Ricky!
Yeah.
This is Daydrill. Make sure you tell Raz Daydrill's with us, okay?
Ricky holds still for a few moments, seemingly staring at Daydrill before he flickers out of existence.
Oh. Screw you, Ricky!
In my head, do I just imagine Rick Beal, his gaze crossing across Dadriel, keeps going, snaps back, and all you hear is this high-pitched screech as he goes running to Raz.
We're gonna hear
Yeah.
like a minute. This is like
Carrick,
beating on the door.
you're heading through town. You've gotten yourself entirely situated. She's made sure you've promised to, come back in a day or so. But as you are walking through town past the teleport circle, there is a little commotion within there. Guards going, sir, as Raziel appears from the small little compound that surrounds the circle, running at full tilt towards the Brockgrain household.
She's yelling generic business.
Generic business.
Guards, if it is anything too important, I will make sure.
He pushed Johnson over.
Wait, what was that?
He pushed Johnson over.
I think I broke my arm.
There is never a call for that kind of thing.
Carrick's talking to the guard who got knocked over.
Yeah. Bloody hoity-toity officers. You hear this guard mumbling as he gets up.
RG and Marissa just walking away in a different direction, ignoring what's going on to see bullshit going on.
Is it really bad? My brain goes.
Over and all you hear from the crowd be,
Is it funny? My brain goes. If you're hoity-toity, how'd he shove you over?
You're following along, Carrick?
Yes. I'm gonna get them calmed down quickly and.
Okay, and then you hurry along after.
Yep. Triple move, go.
Yeah, Gifton, there is a thump at your door as if a body impacting it, and then the rapid thump, 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 thump.
I'm opening the door.
And Raziel walks on in, hurries on in.
I'm going to dive out of his path and let him go right for his brother.
And you see him pausing, staring at Adriel, who tilts his head briefly, looking over Raziel, and goes, Raziel? And Raziel suddenly embraces him tight, his arms locking around him, squeezing him in his tight hug. And Gifton, it's a strange sight, seeing him so hurriedly hugging somebody, especially someone so much bigger than him.
It is, and also Gifton's looking slightly jealous. She never gets this.
You got a hug from him?
I never get this kind of hug.
And you see Dadriel's arms just sort of, drift around him, and he leans down and goes, "It's okay, brother, you're not alone." And Raziel does not sob. He composes himself very hurriedly, letting go of Dadriel. But you can see this wash of emotion over his face, this disbelief, this relief. Oh.
Gifton's been busy.
Hi.
How Gifton, how is he here?
Literally in the past 3 hours.
You know that temple under Lynn's water thing? The one you told me kind of about? He was in a time lock stasis-y thing in there, dead, and with a spark of Lolasil.
A spark?
And
I never knew what happened to you.
I cast a resurrection spell on him, and it kind of worked, but
You resurrect. You've got a spark of.
I just thought I'd try, and it was like
You brought him back.
Yeah.
Can you do it again?
Maybe if I have a good drink and maybe a rest, a little lie down. It kind of took a little bit out of me, but I could try. I was thinking I'd like to try again.
You can bring her back.
Do you think I need to be where she was when she?
I
don't know how.
This is unprecedented. Dadriel just interjects.
I'd like to try though.
I mean, about this time.
I want to do that.
Do you have to have?
I don't have to have anything.
We don't have
Just
to
the
have
name.
anything.
Just the name.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. Do I do Taniel or do I do Titania?
Well, don't say the name.
No.
What do you mean? Don't say the name.
Is it pop up in existence?
Carrick, yes, the door is open, and
Yeah, you hear this.
I'm still being polite.
Come on in, Carrick.
Thank you.
Anyway, yeah, and then Ilan showed up, and he put a masking spell on me so people don't see I have Lawless piggybacking
She's very
right now.
big.
Because I have remember when I had Titania kind of piggybacking? It's kind of more than that, but with Lawless.
It's very bright.
It's very bright.
Res exhales.
But Lawless wants me to regrow the spark, and I don't know.
You're going to grow a god.
Yeah. So, but Ilan's helping.
What?
Ilan came to visit us and talked.
Oh, hi, Kirk.
Yeah. Listen,
You have more companions, yes, Dadriel says.
Yeah, we
Yes.
do.
The
I
best
was
stories are
thinking,
told
why
to a
don't
group.
Yeah.
Why don't we get everybody to the ship and then go have a good powwow? I'm gonna go. All right, children, I love you, husband. I will tell you about this later. I promise. And she's gonna give a very passionate kiss with care.
Yeah, he kisses you back and goes.
And it goes.
I imagine it will take you all night, maybe a couple nights, to tell me all about it.
Oh yes, I mean this whole goddess thing's gonna be a big exploration for the two of us to talk about for many nights.
He nods enthusiastically.
Can I
Yes,
do
Carrick?
something before we? Sorry, go ahead, Carrick.
Just in case people come asking you, if anyone asks about something over by my house this evening, tell them not to worry about it.
That was very cryptic.
Right.
I will
But all right, all of us are going back. I'm gonna grab my brothers by the hands.
Yes, Corvus.
Can I, like, an hour, just 1 hour, can have tea?
What?
I want to make some sort of alarm or a warning system for the tear. The reason why we came here, in case it reopens.
Can we?
A prudent measure, Raziel says.
It just took about an hour, but I mean,
If you want, I can collect him. If you show me where we're going, I can come back here, Dadriel says.
All right. Well, Corvus, don't you want to be in on the conversation, or are you just you're
I mean, I think I got the lowdown.
All right. You got as much as you care about.
I'm in multiple places right now, so trying to focus on this and get this somewhat nipped in the butt.
Gifton's gonna adjust your hair a little bit for you.
Stop.
I swear you've never seen a mirror.
Are you speaking of the spell that does such?
A little bit more.
Okay, I was just saying the.
Can you even see mirrors anymore?
No.
All right. Well, I'm gonna grab Dadriel's hand in one hand, and I'm gonna grab Raz's hand in the other hand, and start leading them out. I'm taking my brothers over to the airship. Bye bye. Eric, you coming?
Dingus.
Dingus.
Yep.
I already have Merrick on my shoulder, so.
Right.
By the way, has the pseudo done anything different? No.
It's like, why God?
Fine. Just curious if he's acting any different than he normally does.
Did you let him see?
Yes.
Your dragon form.
Would have come out.
Then he just keeps beeping you, going big, big, big.
Gonna scratch him under his chin.
Hey, Carrick, you better come. I'm opening the tree right now. Have you ever done this before? I bet you the Lawlins did this all the time. I'm gonna open up the tree.
Tree travel? No.
I'm gonna go through and go. As I step through, if there's any unicorns, don't attack them.
Yeah, no attacking my brothers. I'm holding their hands tight as I yank them through.
Yeah, pull them through the airship.
Coming onto the deck of the ship.
God, through the airship. Ow.
Right, Corvus, you heading back to the tear?
Yeah.
Okay. You can make your way there. Gifton. The rest of you up on the deck, you actually see Gifton arrive through with Carrick and Raziel and a stranger. But the stranger which leans down to Gifton, and he doesn't seem to be trying to exclude Raziel, but it's clearly keeping it close. That man, he's of the Fuck man, I'm playing too much WoW.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
The man, he's off the empty.
Wows.
It's basically the same place.
Yeah.
No, Corvus is just Corvus. He's just got weird stuff
No,
he keeps putting into him.
His essence, his very being.
Raz, he's not from the empty, right?
Not that I know of. No.
I mean, last we checked, he was normal. I mean, he did spend entirely too much time in there, and Cassie had like that weird thing. Hi, everybody.
Perhaps I just do not understand then. Dadriel straightens himself up.
I mean, I don't really understand. I used to be able to see things, but I kept changing for a while, and like it's been kind of a thing of like I think the divine magic doesn't work quite well with me. I don't know. I can't see the weird stuff anymore.
Shaxton, Telde, you can see this Goliath listening to Gifted intently. It's a bit of an odd Goliath, slightly softer of feature, wearing robes, a little bit of armor plating on them, and actually has hair. It's a little unusual to see just completely intact hair on a Goliath. Sort of comes down to his shoulders. There's tied fake ponytail behind him.
And you know Raziel. General Raziel. General Raziel. All right.
There's a few saluting crew members.
Yeah, so General Raziel. We're going to go. Cassie! Right, open up the hatch. Cassie! Come up top. We've got important talk.
Like 2-3 decks down, Cass, you hear.
Right.
Sounds like Gifted, maybe.
Thaumaturge that up a bit because I realize it's a long way.
Okay, the poor people inside the ship.
Airship crashes.
There is a deafening sound that sort of echoes through the halls, and you hear some cursing from below.
To the GM,
Out.
curiosity, is there actually like a stateroom, war room type like meeting room on the ship?
I don't.
Not really, no.
Okay.
We're just probably gonna go down into the hold and talk.
Yeah, I was just.
Why do I have to come up?
Halfway up the ladder.
Thinking.
We're not thinking. All right, let's all go down to the hold. Actually, we'll see if we can catch Cassie on the way.
Shax will, at the point that she's standing there with the two of them, lean over to Telde and go, does this sort of thing happen often?
They did pick you up in quite a similar manner.
Fair point.
The two of you, I'm pointing at Roselle and Dedriel. You need to do a lot of talking, I think, in the next couple days. Okay.
I'm gonna actually step over to Roselle real quick. And when Gifton's not talking to him, Roselle, I have a quick question.
Yes, of course.
I know mages have to be documented.
The full
Do-
dragons.
Dragons need to be documented.
I mean,
Living in
technically not. They are free beings. We'd like to keep track of them. Of course, they're immensely powerful.
Okay.
But there's no regulation on them.
Good.
I'm obviously asking for no apparent reason whatsoever.
But, Carrick,
later.
Dadriel is looking at you.
Yeah, there's a change.
And Corvus,
Changes.
there's something very different about Carrick.
I'm not
We
there.
saw that
No,
earlier.
you were there earlier, though.
No, yeah.
It's only just striking you as you're working on securing this rift. It's like, wait a second.
Mini
There
wave.
was like a
to the
mini
main cartoon.
dragon.
It wasn't even quite that. There was just some sort of... It's like an imposing presence surrounding him.
There
Oh,
was a mini
frightful
dragon on
presence.
my shoulder. His name's Merrick.
I need to make
What?
a climb up.
What?
We're
No,
coming
you,
down.
you, you
We're
can climb up.
coming.
No, she's coming up. You asked for her to come up. No, Cass, you can climb up. It's not fun. It's never fun. And as you emerge on the top
Turn
deck,
Cassie into Marvin or something.
Hi, Scram. Bye, Scram.
There's just grumbling coming up from the hatch.
Scrim's not there. Scrim's not on the top.
Scrim's below decks.
Alright, but yeah, that's Cassie, your dear friend Cassie, who has so much trouble with ladders.
So we should have
Cass,
this
that's another
promoted.
Goliath.
Cass is just poking her head up, seeing this in the second Goliath, going, looking at Gifton, collecting.
Mhm. We're going. Well, No, I don't. I like tall people, but that's not why he's here.
You do have two of them now.
Oh.
And
No,
Kiz's gonna plant
He is-
pulling herself out of the hole.
We're going
Right,
in
either
there
way, look
now.
at it.
Why did you?
Because I didn't think about it, okay? You want me to turn you into something small and adorable, like a bunny? And we just carry you down? We can do
She's
that.
already one of those things.
I don't think Cass is thinking about it.
And Cass is just going to go right back down her hole.
I'm gonna go back
Just
in.
go down to
Alright,
hole.
Cass is gonna We'll get the hold.
Towdy is standing on the top deck and she's sort of looking at the commotion.
Hi, Towdy!
Hello, where is Mr. Adalas?
He is.
He's setting a
taking care
trap.
of Some.
Okay, I'll keep watching his thing then.
Thank you.
I had been hoping that you had exchanged him for this one.
That's a fairly mean thing to say.
That was a very mean thing to say, Towdy.
Towdy's actually putting her hands on her hips and looking up at you, Towdy.
I don't.
Telday is going to blankly stare back.
Do the eyes glow always? Or glow at all? I can't remember.
Yes, they glow.
It would be a big blue glow.
Right.
Like the idea of when the blank look, they stop glowing, and then they glow back.
Shutting down.
Hey, Taldy, if you see Scrim, if you don't mind telling him, I'd like to talk to him in a bit.
Okay, you'll probably bump into him though. He's down there.
Is he? Okay. I got magic bathwater.
Magic.
Cass is going back into her pile of.
Don't.
Right,
so- So you all make your way.
Jackson will cock his head sideways at the column.
It is best not to ask.
I figured.
You'll make your way down to the cargo hold, and indeed, Scrim misses Dadriel because it's funny, but he does catch the tail end of your group, and you just hear him go, "You're back then," before he makes his way to his room.
Hi,
Did you wish to include him?
Did you? Scrim, did you?
There's a thump of a door closing.
I
I
guess.
think he isn't happy with us right now.
I can go
do?
retrieve him if
Oh.
necessary.
I think he's unhappy with everything at the moment.
Cass is just
I like
raising
our-
her
I
hand
mean-
out of the blanket pile.
I'm gonna look at Raziel and go. I mean, he's kind of Heia's chosen. Should we get him in on this?
Raz exhales again, and there's that look on his face of, I don't know. But I don't know what's going to be discussed.
Well, I don't.
Cass is just piping up. He's upset because he got shot down by a centaur earlier.
He made advances on you.
No, he tried to say that he was right in everything he did, and I kind of put it down.
All right. Well, I consider this an all hands situation. Telda, you gonna get him, or you want me to get him?
I will go retrieve him then.
All right.
I'll
Okay.
go that way.
Alright, so you head over to the
Round
Scrim's
two.
door, and did you just open
I
it?
will
Did
knock
you
on his door.
Because these do not have locks,
God.
by the way. Everyone should be aware
Yeah.
that rooms do not have locks.
I will give him the courtesy of being able to
Knock.
pretend like
And
I can't just burst in.
returning that courtesy, you just hear a what?
Can I learn arcane?
I believe that you should join us in our discussions. It will have relevant information for you.
Right, fine. And you hear the bed in there creaking tremendously as he gets back up, and the door opens.
Have you eaten recently?
This morning, yes.
Oh God, I wasn't here to cook.
We may work on retrieving some food for the discussion then.
Right, and he'll follow along with you. And soon enough, you are all gaveled. Yes, you're all gaveled. Smack.
Bang!
You're all gathered in the cargo hold. Scrim seems to be keeping his distance from Cassie, rather petulantly ignoring her. Very deliberate.
So he was hitting on her. Okay.
Oh wow.
I mean, we don't know what
I'm
Goliath,
just gonna be looking
flirting looks
between the
like.
two of them, like, what the hell?
And
happened?
then he looks over at Dadriel. and scowls a little bit. You've got another of my kind.
I did not get another. I mean, he's a friend.
She's collecting.
He's my brother. We've decided that we're
Passes eyebrow.
related.
The ears come out of the
Brother.
mic. Wait, what?
This is my brother.
There's much that has happened.
All right, so Gifton's gonna lay it out.
Okay. So,
Put some pants on.
Gifton goes into the talk, which, is there anything you're holding back from what happened today?
Gifton's holding nothing back.
Okay, in that case,
She loves her friends.
she informs you all of the events of today, so everything that you've heard, you now know.
How big is the gargoyle? Is the open area of the hold, by the way? Could a dragon fit in here?
Yes.
Okay.
Would it fit?
Yes.
Would it cause disruption in the balance of the ship?
Would it smush
Not
all
really.
of us?
No.
Yeah.
At some point during the discussion, actually, I will wait for her to finish.
Yeah.
Completely.
Which by the time she starts wrapping up, Raziel is just sort of staring off into space as if he's trying to digest all of this. Adriel's part of the story, so he's just remaining silent.
And I will nod over to him and go, she was aware of you, and she wants me to guide you to your new mom. So I'm gonna make sure that happens.
And Scrim
Yes.
is strangely quiet for Scrim. He's sitting awkwardly on the floor, just back against the wall, sort of arms just, relaxed between his legs, propped up. And
Well, that's everything I got.
Just real quick, because I'm curious, did Gifton mention what Corvus had brought up?
Yeah, I brought up everything. Everything I experienced today is on the table.
I'll have to ask him more about
I am
what
being
he's-
that blanketly
This-
nice to the rest of the party.
this Lalasil.
Yeah.
What is she a god of? A god of war? A god of conquest?
Music.
Didn't
Hope.
you say hope?
Yes. Adriel nods.
Music. Stuff like that.
One more thing has happened today.
Oh no.
No,
Babies come out?
no. Gonna put my arm down. Merrick, you may wanna actually gonna point over to Gift and go. Merrick, go over by your father with Gifted, please.
Yeah, Mirik sort of bounds off of you, and much like Dingus likes to, bounds across the floor instead of flying.
Then climbs up.
And
Gifton.
climbs up Gifton.
Ow, ow,
Yeah.
ow, ow, ow.
And him and Dingus just start bobbing their heads at each other, right in front of your face, Gifton.
I'm guessing he's telling Dingus. This won't be a surprise for him.
Dingus is going big in your head, Gifton.
And Carrick's gonna take a deep breath and focus on the new form.
Okay, Carrick is briefly enveloped in light, which shifts and grows. Within a few moments, standing before you is a adult copper dragon.
Huh. I think you might be slightly more attractive this way. Very
I know these
confusing.
I know these three researchers would be very jealous of you right now.
Dingus is trying to make himself look bigger, maybe a bit more handsome.
You're
very handsome.
God, I'm not that mean to Gifted.
You're more dragon than I can handle.
I've totally enlarged it for her, but that might end badly.
Merrick, meanwhile, is flapping back over to Carrick and sitting right on your muzzle, Carrick.
Meep.
I would totally pat him, but that doesn't work well.
Yep.
Why your face?
Well,
a
that's not gonna mean that you're more likely to go crazy, is it?
I don't believe so. It is a gift from.
You're telling me two of you can do this?
Beacon has a pair of dragons.
Listen,
now.
Scrim.
Yes, you and her. He gestures at Gifton.
No, this is different.
Yeah, the way I do it's way
This
different.
Was
I
a
cast
gift
spell.
from my grandmother to Talia and me. We both are dragons now.
Oh, that's great. That's lovely. All right.
And
So
Carrick's
it
gonna
seems
turn
like there's a lot of things going on. So
and catch
I'm,
Merrick.
I'm just gonna say I think there's gonna be a few things people want me to do in the coming days, and I know we need to get the airship to Zaha, and I know it's a big deal that we were taking the airship to Zaha, but I was thinking, what if I get a hold of Denora and make him go stand by like a tree or a big bush or something like that, and then we just go take care of the Hea thing so we can deal with all the other things that are going on right now, because Hea just wanted him to come visit, right? So we just take him there. I can take him back to Barast or whatever we call our continent, and then we can all move forward.
I mean, Norin is in port right now, so
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of trees around
And
Aula
that's not
says.
going to cause any problems with the military if I take him back. And I mean,
Scream is officially dealt with.
yeah, so I mean, they won't go hunting after him, right? So
It depends entirely on him, he says, looking at Scream.
yeah, so I can take him. He can go see Hea, and then we can take him back where he is, and
I guess it all depends on what happens with Hea.
then if he wants to hunt us down and kill us, that's up to him. So that's you know. But we're dealing with the end of the world right now, so we do what you want to do.
Yes. Oh, why don't you contact Norin right now?
All right, I'm gonna take out my sending stone. Hey, Denora, this is Gifton. If you could please go stand by a tree or a large bush or something like that, that would be really great. I want to scry on you. That would be really important.
Hey, and you hear back. Gifton, my dear. No, honey, not as dear as you. Look, there's one 10 feet away. Okay, I am by a tree. I give you permission.
All right, I'm casting him scry.
Okay. Yeah.
As he's pulling up his britches.
You see him standing by a kind of tree you've never seen before. This strange, almost rigid paneled looking thing.
We've seen coconut trees.
Oh yes, you have, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Only a couple of us have.
Yeah. And he's actually holding what looks like to be a cup of this really dark liquid and a saucer in the other hand, and he's just leaning against the tree.
Coffee.
All right, perfect. I got a tree. I'm good to go. Everybody on deck. Go to Zaha.
Scream actually takes a really deep breath, and there's a look of hesitance on his face before he gets up.
Should we?
You don't want to go?
I am going.
Should we let Taldi know that we're
You don't.
heading out? She's not surprised.
She didn't seem mad at you. She loves you.
I have just been told that I was potentially led by one god to another, and I do not understand what either have wanted of me now.
Now,
That is what
Join
this
the
trip is
club.
about.
It's a good opportunity to ask now, isn't it?
And he actually looks over at Cass, before just looking away forlorn and nodding.
gods are fickle like that. Hey, come on, let's go and get everybody up on deck, and I will do another tree spell. Jesus
Okay.
Christ! I can only cast one more today.
Are we leaving Taldi and not talking to the crew?
Yeah, that's why I had asked if we were might have been muted. If are we gonna let
Probably take 5 minutes to inform
Taldi?
everybody.
We'll tell.
Yeah, you
Taldi, do you want to come with us to Zaha really quick? We're gonna come back. I've got a return spell.
Taldi looks up and nods quickly.
All right, Taldi's coming with us. Captain Scarlet, keep ahead. Going where you're going. We will be back. I'm taking everybody on a brief landing party.
Where are you going?
Zaha.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. And she just sort of leans forward, keep an eye on the wheel.
And I will open up the tree portal.
Right. Okay. Everyone can filter through the tree portal.
Tree portal.
As you step through.
Oh, this is going to be really awkward.
Oh
with,
my god, the heat!
God!
The heat is overbearing. There is so much sound around you as well. Bustling city streets. These rather square buildings made of what looks to be very sand-like stone. And colours around you. Fabrics hanging. Beautiful with somewhat garish array. And smells of cooking meats and something you're not quite familiar with. Seems a little familiar, but so much stronger. Coffee. Oh, God. Oh, this is a coffee shop. You're standing at a coffee shop. You've emerged at a coffee shop, and Denoran is moving back over to the table, motioning you to follow him. My friends, come. You'll get to meet my lovely partners.
It's so hot. Why is it so
No, it's a lovely day.
Oh, no.
Please.
Greetings.
Ali,
Check silence for a second.
is Raziel with us?
Yeah.
Cass is getting right up on him real quick and just with
Oh my.
his hair. Be careful when going through Beacon. Mom's staying at my place.
Ah, right, okay.
Just slowly lifting up the red dragon mask and putting it on.
Yeah.
And then
Feels better.
And if you see my brother, it's Mom.
Right.
And
And
Derek calmly hits a button on the armor and just hear the gems start to glow. And he just suddenly looks a lot more comfortable.
and as he leads you over to this little coffee shop, to a table, standing from the table are two figures.
Who drinks hot drinks in this weather?
One, a drow woman, one-eyed. She's carrying a parasol. Looks quite scarred in places, but dressed very, very smartly, almost ostentatious. But there's that look of slight dishevelment, especially with her hair, how it's drawn back. And beside her, a tiefling man, sporting many horns, although the lower pairs are broken, one far shorter to the base than the other. Looks quite athletically built. And he goes, this is my lovely wife, Trill, and my dear husband, Firelakir. Please, introduce yourselves.
Oh, wow! It's so great to meet you. Denoran's talked so
What
much
was-
about his wonderful family.
What was his name? How do you spell his name?
Firelakir. Kronos, you can tell him how to spell that.
Yeah, is that the final thing I had written down?
Actually, I could probably, if it's a character I think it is, then I can
Yeah.
find it because we have access to all those characters.
And as you meet these characters that may have appeared in a game not so long ago, that is where we are going to end the session.
Oh, wow.
Alright, everyone take 3,000 XP. In fact, we're going to bump it up to 4,000 XP because of fun offense.
Wow.
Hey.
I know I have to bother the GM.
Ah, yes, you do.
Now,
And we will do
many
this
things.
same time next week.